baby. All right. Riani TV from Step Brothers. Good. Bring up.
Progress is playing a Pharaoh Druid? There's no way.
Are they? Where?
Oh, apparently there's a Progress guy Pharaoh Druid POV.
Is there? That's very. I like that.
That is based as fuck.
Is it Lex? Is
I
Lex
don't
playing
know.
Feral?
Link.
Feral POV Drew. Feral Drew a POV.
Yeah.
I mean,
T15.
I'm not entirely. I'm not entirely
RWF.
surprised. I'm not entirely surprised to be
Oh, it
honest.
is Lex. What is his Twitch? Please, Lex.
I mean, I will watch. I will watch the Feral POV over Nexa. No offense.
Hey, I think melee PoE is kind of
Yeah, it's kind of boring. Oh, it's Lex Solas, the unholy guy.
And then who have I got for Numen? I had Shoop. Shoop. He's not live yet.
Oh, Baby Hoof. Is
Shoop.
Baby Hoof streaming? Can we watch Baby Hoof?
Shoop is not live yet. We are waiting for Shoop to go live.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but this Baby Hoof guy, he plays
Oh, where did my
in
fucking
American
casters go?
GDKPs
There are my casters.
for some reason.
Alright, I need to put on fucking streaming mode on Discord so I don't get pinged.
Yo, the renter might come in. Is
No, the renter is not coming in.
no, he
Special
won't have
guest.
he won't have a
No,
camera
no,
anyway.
it'll fuck everything. He cannot come in.
Oh yeah, true.
Yo, welcome to the cast, everybody. Holy. What a professional setting. Yeah, so we have hold on, let me check that I got my slides correct. So over here we have Selecty. Here
Arrow
we have Ziggo.
Druid POV. That is crazy.
We're sitting here in Throne of Thunder, ready to get the cast on. The progress stream is down. No, there we go. We got a hidden progress stream. We got waiting for Shoop's stream to come on. Waiting for Jonathan's stream to come on so we can skip the Riani POV. Unfortunately, nothing against Riani personally, but Jonathan is our he's the big representative from Stormforge. We got RZX in progress as well, right? Selecting, I believe.
yes.
Does he stream?
Does he stream?
I don't think he streams.
I don't think so.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
All right. If there's any issues, guys, in the chat, please let me know. The other people are too quiet. I need to turn them up. I'm gonna do a little bit of a transitioning real quick. We'll see how that goes. That's good. We zoom in on progress. We zoom in on Numen. Zoom in on Step Brothers. Fucking production value right there, dude. I'll tell you that.
Wait, leave and rejoin. Would that fuck you up?
Yes, please do not.
1 out of 10. How much?
Like 10. 10 fuck me up. Please do not. All right. Turn text to speech? No, none of that shit. None of that. It's like his physical form is being threatened by the void every time he moves. Yeah, it's because he's attached to the same background remover as Ziggo, and Ziggo's taking up all the spotlight and occasionally just eats Selecty up. Like Selecty would just have to live as a wraith. So I guess let's get started on some of the interesting questions. I don't know how much Selecty is willing to talk about for the race. I do know he has a little bit of insider information, but what are we expecting in terms of like comp? Like we can see the Step Brothers comp over here. We've got 4 Warlocks. Now, I think personally, from what I've seen of logs in tier 14 and the nerfs to Affliction, I don't think the reversion on the buffs to Affliction's multi-target are necessarily enough to make it useless. It still has like pretty significant single target buffs. So I'm expecting to see a lot of Affliction. I am a little bit out of the loop.
That's not true, mister.
You don't think so? I am a little bit out of the loop when it comes to balance since I haven't really paid attention to it. But like, yeah, what do you
What
think?
they did to Warlocks was revert the buffs they made on the start of 314.
Yeah, but they kept
So they
some
reverted
of Drain Soul and Malefic Grasp, right? The single target.
No, they nerfed that as well.
Yeah,
No.
but they've kept some of it, right? Because I think the buff going into tier 14 was like 50% or something on those spells, and now it's like what,
Yeah,
20
but
or
now
25?
it was actually way higher than that. It was like 50 or something, and now it's like
I think it's
10.
like 20 to
They
25
portable nerfed it
as
on
far as
single
I
target.
looked recently, but I'm not 100% sure.
Can we get a blue post going here? Let's see.
Yeah, okay. Bring up a blue post for me.
Oh, where is class balance?
I can actually, well, Shoop hasn't brought it up, right? So, class balance 5.5.
But,
Is it 5.5 patch?
Yeah, I think.
0.3? 28 days
No,
ago?
0.3. No, can't be 0.3.
Let me see if I can
that
zoom
it?
in on this properly. Is it this one? There we go. Okay, we can zoom in on this properly. Let's have a look.
Okay, so
I've got something up.
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, so the damage increase to corruption and agony was removed. So then this is partially to target multi-dotting, and somewhat
Yeah.
single target. And then there was a 50% buff on Drain Souls, I think straight up damage and Drain Souls triggers of 40%. So that these buffs got halved. The single target increases on Malefic Grasp and Drain Soul got halved. But I think, like, based on what we've seen in private servers, this is still a buff relative to, like, Natty Affliction. And so I would
Isn't this Natty Affliction?
No. Like, their single target is slightly buffed, essentially. And I think Natty
Okay.
Affliction is probably good enough to be quite good in a lot of fights. And if it has a slight single target boost, that's probably good enough to put it, like... I mean, you're bringing Warlocks anyway, right? I think, like, what would you be playing? Do you think they're going to play Demonology for Lei Shen, for example? Because Demonology
They could be playing Demonology for everything, but Council and Primordius, I'd say.
Was Demonology that strong at the end of the patch?
Yeah, it is pretty high up in the damage thing. I think I
You
can
guys have
fetch that
disappeared
one.
real quick. Yeah, there we go.
Where is it? Blue post.
I mean, we can have a quick
This-
look at Warcraft logs as
Yeah.
well, right? Let's have a quick
Yeah,
look.
here we go. There it is. I linked it. That's the damage chart. But this is for the end of T14, right? So now that TOT is out, some athlete nerfs and other class balance changes are in. So this is probably not what we're gonna see.
Right, so this was the end. Yeah. So this is pre the changes, right? And so we had Demonology was kind of middle of the pack, but I guess it's better than Destruction, but it also got nerfed, right?
Demo? No, I don't think it did.
It did. It got hit by the nerfs. Hold on. Let me have a quick
Unlucky.
look here. We had Bane of Doom damage buff lowered to 25% from 50%. Hellfire damage buff got reduced from 25 to 10. Immolation Aura buff also got reduced by the same amount, and Soulfire damage got reduced from 20% increase to 10% increase. So not a huge nerf, but still nerfs the Demonology all around. If we look at, kind of the performance in the last bit of the tier, we have, like, Arcane Mage was pretty high up, along with Subtlety Rogue, Affliction Warlock. Fire Mage was also quite up there, and Feral Druid was up there, like I was expecting most of the time.
Yep.
I think Feral Druid is strong enough that you might want to run one, but
all mages also got shot.
Yeah, the mages
TOT.
did get quite nerfed. I think Feral Druid got nerfed by only a very tiny amount. It did not get affected very much, and my casters keep disappearing.
Oh, we're back on the screen.
You're back. Wait, is it? If I do this, does that work? Hopefully that works.
I have the progress comp here. We might be able to talk about it in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, are you allowed? Do you want to double check? I guess it doesn't really matter anything.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like they're going to change anything at this point, but
No, well, it's a bit too early.
Let's take a look at who's raid comp real quick. Can we have a Cow Classic on the screen?
Who's raid comp? Cal Classic. Oh, he's currently live. Let's have a look.
Yeah. And the comp is right there.
I can't see much. Let's bring that up on the main screen for now. Give me a sec. Get right onto it. Is Shoop streaming? Shoop is still not streaming either.
He hasn't streamed in a while.
Well, he told me I could do the PV. All right, so I don't know how much you guys can actually see here because I think it's probably off the screen. It's kind of hidden for the Who comp, and it's very difficult to see anyway. But we do appear to have 4 warlocks.
3, 4. Sorry.
Four warlocks and 6 shamans. What do you think about the 6 shamans? Do you think that's is Stormlash
I
strong
think-
enough?
It is.
I
It kind of
I
is.
can
Yeah.
I can say so much that
No, Select is losing his
Tested.
microphone.
we tested a lot of shamans, but I can't say how many shamans we ended up with.
Okay, so you tested a lot of shaman. I had a I think it's generally agreed that shaman kind of falls off into TOT. If we include the Stormlash damage, which was not done on logs on private servers, that gives it a little bit of extra life. But is that enough?
I mean, if you look at the last race and you see how much Stormlash did for us, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it might have won us the race.
I think Stormlash was good. Honestly, I think Stormlash was good in tier 14. I think it was maybe a little bit overrated. I think the extra banners were probably just as good. Up to a point.
There's no way. No.
It-
There's no way.
If you-
The thing is, people were looking at Stormlash damage on bosses. People
Yeah,
were
well,
not
yeah, I
looking
mean,
at
like,
Stormlash damage doing trash.
that's true. I don't know if I ever really looked at that, but
That thing about the banners, I don't think that's true at all. Because after the second one, you barely get
it's-
any value out of the third.
on as far as I looked on bosses, and I think over the whole run, the first 3 banners were very good. Maybe a 4th one was starting to fall off, but the Stormlashes kind of suffer from the same thing. It's not like they're immune to it either.
Well, I don't know. I don't really look into logs. I don't know how to read those. But Stormlash is always way up.
This
That-
nigga does not know how to read.
Who are we watching
Logs.
from Progress right now?
Who are we watching from Progress?
Lexilas.
We got Lexilas.
Lex?
Yeah, and Numen is not
we-
Numen yet. Numen is
We
cheating.
might want to swap to RZX.
Is
Oh, he's
RZX
streaming.
actually streaming?
Another
I can bring
Stormforged
that up.
demon.
I think that's gonna be a good POV.
What's the stream? Is it just RZX?
It is RZX. Right, I'll link it.
RZX. Wow. Bringing that up right now. Oh, we got a fucking cam going. Holy. Oh, he's hiding the comp. We're hiding. We are hiding the comp. RZX is currently hiding
But we
the comp.
we do see at least 2 shamans.
Well,
as,
yeah, we see that he's
the
RZX
Stormlashes
is
or whatever.
definitely playing Elemental, 100%.
Could not be any other spec. That's
I
for
think
sure.
we should watch that one.
We can't really see in Movenus's stream, but there's a cooldown tracker in RZX, and there's at least 2 shamans in there. And holy warriors, goddamn! 6 warriors, 7 warriors.
Jew POV is not currently up. We'll swap to that once it becomes available. I do believe that Relly is streaming, so we can at least get some Relly POV for the Numen stream. So that is a good start. Let's bring that up real quick. Where is Relly? Can't find him. That's awkward. There we go. We got Relly WoW up on the main screen here. Oh, we got the Relly cam. Holy. So right, we can look at the Numen comp right now. Numen is running 7 shamans. And 7 shamans, 2 warlocks, 2 mages, 2 rogues. Seox D is playing Boomkin, I believe. I don't know if I've ever seen him play Feral. They have 1 DK. Shoop is on a warrior. Ken is playing Monk. They have a paladin.
We have it on a big screen.
Is it not on the big screen? Is this on the big screen now? I'll just double check. No,
Oh, it is now. It is now.
So the raid frame's a little bit cut off.
Can't believe Shoop is playing warrior.
That's crazy. Who would have foreseen this coming?
But yeah, that's It's a bomb.
But 7 shamans. What do you think, Selecty? Is that actually the play?
I think they are in Germany. We would say auf dem Holzweg. I think they're onto something, but they aren't.
You think they're onto
Ooh.
something, but they're not. Big words from
Shots
the
fired, or?
ex-progress player. Maybe a little bit of bias going on there. Not sure.
We
But
were
what-
playing the long con. Like we were playing the shamans in tier 14, so they would pick them for tier 15.
You were
Oh, so
sandbagging.
it's at 3D chess. Is that what's going on?
Alrighty.
Just
That is
baiting
what's going
people.
on.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. So Relly has swapped the shaman, which is pretty telling. Relly kind of
What
played,
did he play before?
He was playing Hunter in the first tier. He swapped the shaman now. I don't know if I remember this shaman. It might have been like a garbage ult that was just kind of getting geared in tier 14 for the sake of it. But he's now swapped. So I think this. I mean, obviously, like 7 shamans is pointing to them. There's something going on, right? Like it can't just be Stormlash. Like how does shaman perform in TOT overall? It's good on Lei Shen, right? With the ball lightning, it's pretty mobile for the Super 7.
Well, definitely. And what shaman always has been good in, especially if you stack some of them, they basically can negate a healer. So you
True.
can choose to run less healers because in the healing intensive phases you can just cycle through shaman cooldowns instead. But yeah, not sure what the plan is here.
All
I can
right.
tell you so much that Progress also started out with a lot of shamans.
Yeah, I think this is one of the main talking points going into TOT after we like lost the last 2 of the tier 14 races, that like we needed to maybe think about comp better. I personally felt on the rep Paladin didn't work out that well. I think the tanks were relatively happy with it, but I don't think we abused it as much as we potentially could have. But there's also that danger when you're abusing tank vengeance that the tank just dies, and then if your
Yep.
tank dies, you're in a worse position than you would have otherwise been if you hadn't done all the cheese. So it's a bit of a risky maneuver when you're doing things like that. Oh, what are we looking at? What's
Is Cal Classic rating, or is this a VOD? Apparently they're past
no,
Hordon. What is going on? I don't know.
This has to be a VOD. There's no way.
Oh,
But okay.
his screen does look kind of chalked.
So we've talked a little about a comp. We've got a lot of shamans coming in, a couple of warlocks. I believe every single raid that I've seen so far is running a paladin, because the blessing of protection is very strong in TOT for tank resets, as well as other things. I think paladin's utility is generally quite good. I don't know what they're running. It's either, I imagine, prop paladins or holy paladins. I don't think Ret, as I mentioned, is that strong.
Did we see Numen's tanks?
I'm not sure that we can see the tanks.
We can. It's a monk and a paladin. They're marked in the raid frames.
I can see Ken Monk and Midori Pal. I don't know. That might be a. They're marked on the.
We
raid
might get
frames?
some swaps. Yeah, they're marked.
Yeah,
they have like a blue thing.
There's definitely opportunities for swaps. Like where in the like instance would you expect the most swaps? I think you can get like
Definitely DA and Raden.
DA. Yeah. So I wanted to
Maybe
bring.
Leishan.
I wanted to bring the things to the strats a little bit. So, talking about the bosses, what are the bosses that are anticipated to actually like, where they're gonna do something different, where you're expecting something like maybe not what we've seen in the past in private servers. Maybe they've got some kind of ace up their sleeve. I don't know if Selecty can talk too much about it.
I mean the first one is obviously going to be Horidon.
Yeah.
Already. Like, how safe are they going to play? How many gates are they going to run? Or are they just going to try to send it after, like, gate 3? And same for council. Like, are guilds going to stack the bosses, or are they actually going for the safe route and trying to play them as intended?
Right, so maybe let's start with one of the earlier bosses with Council. What exactly is it about stacking the bosses that makes like that a riskier strat for the people that aren't aware?
The thing is that if you stack them up, it's very difficult to actually kill the ad that is healing the bosses.
Yep.
And if you don't have enough AoE damage, you might actually have your first boss survive. And if he like gets empowered and puts out all his sand traps, it's very difficult to stack in Kasrajin AoEs. So you kind of need to gamble there. Well, it's not really a gamble, I guess, if you practice it, but if you want to stack them up, you need to make sure that you have enough damage to still kill the bosses in time.
Right, so the issue is that there is an ad that spawns that runs to the lowest health boss. If that ad reaches that boss, it will heal the boss, and you obviously don't want that happening. And then if the boss Saul lives too long, he puts pulls on the ground that make it difficult to stack when Khazrajin is empowered, and he's reflecting a lot of damage to the raid. And I imagine that that's generally something that is you're pretty concerned about, because anything that reflects damage means that you might need to slow DPS, and slowing DPS means you kill the boss a lot. Yeah?
Yeah.
Basically.
Not only that, but Soul, if he lives long enough, it's basically an enrage, and you have to wipe and go again
Yeah, so I know
when he does the thing.
I know Numen was talking about maybe just ignoring Saul, and that it wasn't as bad as like private server players seem to think it was, whether Saul gets empowered and puts like summons the sands and everything. How was that? If you did any testing, how did you guys actually like ever get that happening, and was that problematic, or is it something you could power through to kill the boss faster?
No, I don't think we ever had that happen.
We
Soul was
actually
not
did a
an
lot
issue.
of testing on that boss
Mhm.
with different strats. Also, like just trying to negate some of the abilities just with like cycling through external CDs, stuff like that. Splitting up, stacking up, different tank comps. And I think progress ended up on a pretty decent, like not too risky, not too safe strategy for council.
Okay, all right. So we'll keep an
And
eye out on that. I don't know if you're able to say more once the race actually begins properly. Let's move it along, because
Yeah.
we don't have all that long before the race actually begins. I wanted to talk about Dark Animus. So Dark Animus is a historically like one of the more difficult fights of the raid tier, where your raid essentially has to manage like a bunch of little anima golems that contain anima, and the whole fight is about spreading out this anima into various golems so that the boss sucking the anima from all the ads does not enrage before you're able to kill him. From what I understood of the optimal strat going into this, I would have imagined it involved a lot of tanks abusing vengeance. Is that something that you guys tried? How viable is it? And is there enough like plays in the group to like pull that off? Like, is that something that we have to look forward to, instead of just having people play the normal strat, 2 tanks, a bunch of DPS, and just kill the boss normally?
I would go so far and say the normal strat is 3 tanks.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, the normal strat would be 3
Yeah.
tanks indeed. Yeah.
Mhm.
But are we expecting 4, 5, 6 tanks? Is that a viable strategy?
No.
No.
Yeah, from my guild's perspective, from testing, we never went above 3 tanks. I don't think that's a viable option at all.
Why is
Because
that?
if you stack too many tanks, obviously you would have to not kill the small anima golems for them to have
Yep,
vengeance
yeah,
to actually
yeah,
do
yeah.
anything. But the issue is that eventually that's just gonna make the boss enrage faster
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he does
absolutely.
the siphon thingy. So even if you had billion tanks with enough vengeance to do anything, I don't think you can beat the damage meter,
Right. So you
the
think
damage check
you don't
before
think,
you die.
and in testing, you don't think that the increase in DPS of the raid by having more tanks was enough to justify the shorter enrage timer? Like, you were running risks of actually hitting enrage if you.
Yeah, no, it does not justify it not happening, I think, from many of these gamers.
Right. Interesting. So okay, because that was probably one of the things I was personally looking forward to the most, kind of seeing who like risks that Dark Animus and Rage more than the others. Because I feel like 4 tanks is doable, especially if you've got something like Paladin that's funneling like a bunch of shields into the boss. Although that said, I do believe there was a change to the way that the Paladin shield procs work that might make that a lot less viable now as well. I think they reverted one of the 5.4 changes that means that the Paladin now procs Grand Crusader, which is the free Avenger shields, off both their own Crusader strikes and a reduced chance on parries and dodges, as opposed to before it was just on parries and dodges.
Just another thing. Shoop is online and streaming.
Shub is online and streaming. Yeah, we can swap to the Shoop POV, I believe.
I think going back to DA, I think as long as tanks don't pull a mouth on pull, I think most of them.
Can you
should actually be
explain to
fine.
the stream what you mean by pulling a malve on pull? I'm sure many people will not be familiar with this.
If you guys don't know the fight, like it usually starts with tanks having a lot of ads on them, and when these ads are linked together, they deal a lot of damage, which results in a lot of vengeance. So we abuse vengeance to kill ads really fast, but to be able to do that, you need to use a bunch of either your defensive cooldowns or external cooldowns. And every time we had Malf do it, like every first try, he just forgot about his defensive cooldowns and about his microphone. So we ended up having to do over every single week.
Look, I
Lucky.
can neither confirm nor deny the existence of any pulls ruined by me forgetting to run cooldowns, but it does sound like a lot of slander, to be honest. I'm not sure Lecty can be
Oh.
trusted.
Let's actually pull up the VOD, right?
Don't even need. I can confirm that guy had us in jail in that boss.
Actually, I do see one a member of Numen. I'm not sure if Rumi is still playing with Numen. Rumi, are you playing in the race this this upcoming race? And if so, are you able to tell us what spec you're playing?
Matter of fact, we have another Malv on pool thing. If we think a little bit back in Dragonflight Season 2, we had a little DH moment in Neltharion, I think.
Oh,
Sartharion?
the
What was
famous
his name?
Echo of Neltharion clip. Yeah.
Yeah,
I won't
that
put that
one,
up on stream because the. I mean, I could, to be honest. Do we want to
that
watch that on
one
stream
is,
real quick? You can
that
find
one
the
is
if you can link me
good.
the clip real quick. I'm not gonna go and search for it, but if you've got the clip, I might put it up real quick. All right, let's
Well, let's
move it
see how
on. Let's
easy
move
that
it
is.
on. Lei Shen's strategy. So there are rumors floating around that there are some spell reflect shenanigans that are possible. Any word on that? I also know that testing on Lei Shen was a little scuffed. The PTR was not quite up to scratch according to some
Yep.
reports. Let's hope that, in fact, let's hope that in general all these bosses are more or less fixed. It would be quite unfortunate if we ran into some serious bugs that change the outcome of the race. There is precedent for that. I think there was some suspicious things going on a little bit in Tier 14. I don't think it changed anything.
Okay.
But also specifically at Dragon Soul, I believe some certain individual getting stomped on the side of progress due to a bug.
As of the last PDR weekend or whatever, the only boss that was still kind of scuffed was Durumu.
Yep.
All of the rest was pretty okay.
Okay.
We had
That's good
some
to know.
positive bugs in Jikun where you wouldn't have the puddles to soak on the main platform. That was just not happening. And I think the feed young had the wrong numbers on it. So the
Okay,
damage buff
yeah.
you get was a little bit less than what we were used to in private servers, I think. And Lei Shen was completely normal
Okay.
by last Sunday, I think.
And so to bring it back to the question I was wondering about, is there like some abusable? Oh, select is disappeared. No, we're back. Is there some kind of abusable reflect
eating me,
mechanic?
Zigo.
I believe
Not doing
on
anything.
private servers, if we bring it back to what happened on Stormforge way back when, the big bug on Stormforge was that you could reflect static shock. So it made static
Yep.
shock essentially a non-issue, and you would just stack the crap out of that pillar, and then you would just press reflect, and it would completely delete the mechanic from the game. I heard that something similar might be possible with the fusion chain. Can we have any info
Well-
on that you're allowed to share?
We had RZX stream up earlier, right?
Yeah, RZS stream is still up. He's just he's going black.
Who counted the banners?
I did. They have 7 rallying cries on that cooldown manager.
So we
or
have
whatever.
7 warriors on the side of progress.
7 warriors. Yep.
That's all I'm gonna say for the rest of the night.
But as a non-contender to world first or second, even, I can say that yes, we can abuse. What's it called?
Mass
Spell
spell
reflect
reflect. Yeah.
for the diffusion chains. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So
But
some but
as of our testing, it does not work past first intermission or during it. So you can only dodge the first. I mean, not the first, but you can only dodge diffusions outside of intermissions.
yeah, but that's the portion where like diffusion is the biggest problem if you haven't disabled it, right? Because the diffusion change on Lei Shen is essentially going to bounce through every single player that is like every single range player. I think it targets a range player, and it will bounce from whatever random range player is targeted to as many targets as are in range for a valid bounce. So if you're not spread out enough, you can hit the entire raid with this. Every single bounce will summon an ad that will then, I can't remember if it fixates, but there's ads that start casting on the raid, and you get increased raid damage, and it becomes very problematic. And I believe they can't be tanked, so it's not even easy to get rid of them. So generally, the strategy has been to disable that pylon. Whichever pylon you charge the most, I believe, on Lei Shen at H intermission gets disabled, so you can remove a mechanic from the rest of the fight. And diffusion change tends to be one of the first that you would remove because it's so annoying to deal with. And so if you can leave that up by just pressing spell reflect at the correct timings, it makes the fight significantly easier to kill if you're speedrunning it. It also makes it significantly riskier because I imagine that you're not playing around diffusion chain if you've got the spell reflex, and so if a spell reflect goes off or gets missed, then you have a diffusion chain through the entire raid, and that is maybe not guaranteed a wipe, but you're not going to be feeling good after that.
Nah, it's probably a guaranteed wipe if everybody's stacked. But the thing is, we would never run only the massive spell reflect. We would always combo it with a grounding totem that does the same thing.
Okay, so
even if you don't have anything like warriors in range or whatever, right? You will always have at least one shaman in the range group. So that won't be an issue here, I think.
All right, so there are multiple ways to get around the diffusion chain, and so if we get a grounding totem and a spell reflect on every single one, then in theory you've got backups and no one's going to be dying to the. Okay, interesting. I was not aware of that.
I don't think diffusion chain will be left up by any of the beta guilds.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it's such a crucial thing and with such consequences if you get it wrong, I imagine the raid leader is going to be very, very focused on making sure that gets done properly, or weak auras or whatever have you, right? Okay, we are getting very close to the start of the raid. Let's have a look what we're going to go over next. So, we've looked at a bit of the comp. We've looked at some of the boss strats. What about trash skips? What are the most notorious, like, pieces of trash or like hallways of trash in this instance, and are there good ways around them?
Well, I think we are close enough to the race.
I think you can spill some beans now. I think
we can.
Yeah, I don't think we have anyone from other guilds watching this preparing for their own run. So.
Do you remember the Hoff skip you guys didn't do?
Yes. Well, yeah. Okay. Pulling trash into the boss. Yep.
No, the skip.
Which
before
first boss
before the first
boss.
pull.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's gonna be similar stuff, and then obviously the really big one is gonna be the trash after the first boss.
The bridge.
How do you handle it even getting to the bridge? Like getting or staying out fights?
So maybe the people who aren't familiar with it, what is it about the trash after the first boss that makes it so notoriously annoying?
Well, you have basically 2 bridges that are connected with like a platform, and you get pushed back on that bridge. So you are slowed intensively, and you have mobs on the left and mobs on the right. That the big issue with these mobs are that they reduce the healing you receive. So if you fight with them for too long, you're just down to 100% less healing received, and you die like a dog. So you need to find a way around not only like the slow and the wins up there, but also either sacrificing someone to pull these ads away, or maybe find a way to not having to deal with these ads at all. Also, there's one guy at the end of the bridge, and if you kill him, these winds stop. So we tested many ways to deal with that. So there are some speed up items in the game that might be used, and maybe some invises, but I think most guilds are actually going to do a death skip on these bridges.
Right, so you would death
That's
skip.
what I'm expecting.
You would death skip right, like as far as you can. Are you going to get all the way across the bridge, death skip Soulstone res on the other side, and not have to deal with it at all?
Well, death skips are kind of risky, but also kind of not, because even if you leave some people behind and they don't make it, you can still summon them
Yeah,
to the next boss.
yeah, absolutely.
Ideally, you obviously want every single raider to make it through and die at the end, to be able to get the mouse first and just pull the boss immediately.
I think Horadon also has a
But-
period of RP before he shows up, right? In which you could
Yes,
feasibly summon
yes.
everybody.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
and make
gives,
some
he
comp
gives you like
changes.
10 seconds of leeway, which makes this like I would be surprised to see one of the top guilds not do a death skip there. There
Yeah.
are some people that might go for Yak, but I'm not sure.
Well,
Is the yak item for those of you that aren't familiar? There's multiple rares in Pandaria that drop an item that you can only use outdoor that increases your speed for I think 15 seconds or something by a ridiculous amount, much faster than a ground mount. Can that be used in Throne of Thunder in all the outdoor zones?
yes, it can. Talking about the bridge, I think we're gonna see most of these guilds here doing death skips. And they're not gonna lose anything because as of the last PDR session, the door that's locked before Horden, well, normally you would have to kill the big guy before it, right? To
Yeah.
be able to unlock the door. But in PTR, you didn't have to.
Oh, I think I've
So
seen
if they didn't
people going
if
in.
they didn't fix that, I'm pretty sure we're just gonna see all of these guys just running in, dying, opening the door,
Oh, boys,
and
we're going.
Yep,
and
I
going
think
in.
it's about to start. People are
Oh.
testing the zone in.
oh my god.
I'm going to quickly refresh all the streams to make sure that we have the updated.
I'm gonna grab a beer real quick because I
POV.
gotta prep, bro.
Oh,
Same.
look. I believe we are now over the time. Oh, I can see Step Brothers trying to zone in. Progress trying to zone in. It looks like Numen might be in. Numen is in. Step Brothers is in and Progress is in. All right, we're looking at the first set of trash. Let's zoom in on Numen real quick. Get a bit of a better POV of how they handle this trash.
Zigo and I disappeared. Unlucky. There we are.
So
Oh my god, we're in.
We've got a stealth skip around the first set with a shroud. They do have 2 shrouds on the side of Numen to get through all the trash. Interesting. So they're going to skip all the starting trash to get to the last boss. Let's have a look at what Step Brothers is doing. Step Brothers has just pulled the trash. And Progress is already in the boss room. So Progress is slightly ahead of Numen. They're putting up a summon stone. I imagine some stragglers might not have made it. And we now have both guilds getting ready. Numen pulls the boss slightly before Progress. Where are we expecting the bloodlust to happen on this boss?
Actually,
First part.
big news. Big news. Cal who is actually ahead of everyone right now?
Who is ahead of everyone?
Hog.
I do have the Who stream up somewhere. I will swap to it if we're getting some significant...
Well, it might be
Delta
just
being
stream
built.
lag because I'm watching you stream, but I don't know.
So we're expecting a bloodlust on the first lightning pull. For those of you who don't know, the boss is currently throwing the tank. Where the tank lands will be a small puddle that grows over time, and if you stand in that puddle, you do 40% increased damage, I believe. So here we go with the bloodlust. Everybody's probably going to have saved their cooldowns for this point. and they're going to be blasting the boss here. It is very dangerous. If you take any mechanic in the pool, it will probably do about 50% health to everybody, and it's definitely a dangerous wipe condition if people are doing that. So you don't want to be dealing with any mechanics inside the pool, making sure that you get out.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue for any of these guys.
No, I would hope not. One of the heroic mechanics for this boss is when the pool comes up, everybody will get debuffed with I'm not sure if it's a random duration timer or fixed duration, but
Oh, we have a death on progress.
we have a death
Ooh,
on progress. Let's zoom
nice.
into that. Who
Back already. The warlock died.
was it?
Can we get the
wasn't
progress
RZX?
feral POV?
So we do we actually have? It does look like we have a feral druid, or at the very least a bear. Let's have
Nah,
a quick
that's
look.
gotta
at
be-
the-
We have a
No,
We
I have Lexala's stream. He is
yeah,
playing feral.
we
Yes,
definitely have a feral, which is an interesting choice.
It ain't looking very good though, but he's there, I guess.
Well, the thing with feral, so on this boss, we're gonna get a puddle that spawns right about now. The boss is in execute range, so if he gets a set of procs here, he's gonna do quite a lot of damage to the boss at the end of the fight.
Yeah, but
it's actually interesting how they deal with the vengeance here. Like thinking back to Stormforge 2 and Shaylon, there was not a single try on Jinrock where we had the tank being top DPS actually. Not
So
even
how
close.
how are they doing this? Is this abusing the tank stacks?
Well, it's just with smart taunt swaps basically.
Just smart taunt swaps. Okay.
what do you mean is one of the tanks always gets the debuff and the other just takes the swings, or
So Numen has killed the boss. It looks like
Yes.
they're ahead by a
Okay.
little bit.
no
Progress,
Renataki on the feral? Unlucky. Might
progress
see a
kills the
swap
boss
coming
now.
in here.
And so this is the part that we're very interested in. So I'm going to zoom in on Numen here. Let's have a look at how
Let's watch
Numen
the bridge, yeah.
deals with the bridge. So they're going to shroud up instantly.
And Yaks, maybe?
And everyone
Oh,
using
there it
Yaks.
is.
So Numen does exactly the same thing as Progress. Progress are currently all on Yaks as well. And it looks like they're just going to run straight through. I imagine they've pulled all the Tormented Spirits at this point. So they are going to get debuffed. And then they're just probably going to death skip, right? It's like he was
Let's see.
mentioning.
So the
They're
door is
opening the
still
door.
open. It's still open. You don't have to kill the guy. That's insane.
Progress is neck and neck. And now
This
they've
is,
all
death skipping
invised.
right now.
Numen has
They
all
all
invised
invised.
instead of death skipping. Shoot
That's
has
smart.
gotten a weapon. There is no way. The
He's
luck on this
gotten
man.
a weapon.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
That is crazy, actually.
He did exactly the same thing in MSV.
And for the guys that don't know, this is a shared boss weapon, so he's extra lucky on this one.
And
That's
not only
crazy.
that, this is the only good weapon for warrior out of all of the shared boss loot table. The only usable weapon.
So I see the boss has already spawned for Numen. They're already pulling. Meanwhile, Progress has just got into the room. They've just done the mass res. They're all going to be rebuffing, food buffing. And so they're going to be pulling this maybe 15, 20 seconds late. So we've already got a little bit of a head start on Numen. Star player
Fuck,
Shoot
man.
has gotten a weapon as well. So it's an excellent start for Numen, I think.
Oh man, who died on the skip? Unlucky.
Who has died on the skip?
They some of them got through. The issue is that they died and had to get rezzed.
I'm
That's
not sure
another 50 seconds on top of all that.
I'm not sure what the state of Step Brothers is right now, but they are all dead. I believe
They are
they've
all dead.
successfully something.
I think they skipped.
Yeah, I think they've
Oh.
now succeeded the skip. All right.
No, they didn't. The guy just died again.
Oh, is that a
Rezzed and
mage?
died.
Is there no res?
Oh.
No, they have a res. They're fine.
But I have paladins, yeah.
So how many
these-
doors? How many doors are we expecting on this?
Three,
horror
for sure.
pull? Three
For
pulls.
3 sure.
So you
Yeah.
just save the last till the end
Yes.
and just try burst.
So,
Are we going to be killing
I think-
Jalak or not?
Yeah, I think we're just seeing what we saw in privates. We don't touch Jalak, abuse a little vengeance, and keep going. Kill the
Yeah.
boss.
With these weak auras these guys are playing with, you can completely ignore Jalak and just have a good rotation
Yeah.
of extra raid cooldowns.
Also, a good insider's note. There's a little cook for Horden that people came up with. I don't. This is news to me, but maybe it's just old news for classics players. But I think I don't know about Numen in progress, but who is playing snowballs from the Christmas event to touch the little Harden ad. So you just put it on focus, macro it with the snowball, and that's off GCD, so you don't have to worry about it at all.
That's very interesting. So for the people that aren't aware, with the heroic mechanic on Horadon is that it will spawn a little dinosaur that is visible only to the player that it spawns on. I believe that it prioritizes ranged players, but once all the ranged players have an ad on them, then it will start targeting the melee. And this ad will kill you if it reaches you. And so the only way to stop it from reaching you is either to run away from it or to hit it. And if you hit it, it will get bounced back. And so if you have this off GCD snowball that's able to hit it just on a macro, you can pretty much just do your own rotation and never have to worry about this ad. If I've understood correctly, yeah?
Can we, I don't know if we're going to get lucky enough to see a ranged POV that has
I could zoom in on let's have a look. So I'm going to swap the Numen stream very slowly. Quickly.
RZX doesn't have it yet.
Yeah, so we got Rally. Rally is ranged. We can look at Rally's POV for a little bit. We can swap to RZX. Why is RZX stream still on? Okay, this is very far behind. I'm gonna just reset all the streams to make sure we're all at the latest point possible. Right. So we'll point this out when we see it on Rally stream. But so far, none of the ranged on our streams have this. So how do we think? Did Progress mess something up with their skip slightly, or Numen just had a slightly faster trash skip with the I believe they used the Gnomish Invis trinket that they must have swapped on just after Jinrock to break combat instead of.
RZX has the Dino now. I think Numen just did a better skip there.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can zoom in on RZX, I believe. So here we have RZX zoomed in, and you can see off to the right we have this red dinosaur that he's going to have to hit very soon before it reaches him, and he has just sent some snowballs into it. So it looks like
it is.
Looks like Progress is well aware of this themselves. I imagine.
Oh, we got a leak.
I imagine.
Like usually on most range classes, especially like elementals, you can just try to smartly position yourself that the ad gets behind the boss and then your chain lightning just constantly hits it, so you don't have to worry about it at all. But until you can do that, the snowball is obviously a great tool here.
All right, so we're getting to which door are we on now for Numen? This is the second door. We've got the Venomancers
second door
coming out.
This is the hardest door. Yeah, the Venom Priests. If they get through this,
oh wait, no, Numen's on the third door already. They've gotten past this.
Progress is third door as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the elemental shamans from Numen are going to be paying dividends here because elemental is a great spec on this fight. I imagine. It's like you who've played some, so you just get to perma chain lightning cleave.
Yeah.
I imagine the warlocks are going to be pretty happy.
Don't know if are these warlocks. You can't knock them back, right? On PTR you couldn't. You probably can't here on live. Like on private servers, what we did is like on this gate, like these warlords, they spawn these frozen orbs, and if you would knock them back during the cast, they would not spawn it. But I think it's not possible here on live.
Ziga, you need to move backwards from the screen. Up and off the top of your head, mate.
It doesn't matter.
Alright, so Numen has lost it seems. They're now nuking the shit out of Horadon. I believe he's taking 150% increased damage after charging that third door, and he's going down very quickly. Looks like this is going to be a very easy pull.
Do we need to refresh RZX's stream, or?
No, I think
are they that behind?
Good 10%. Good 10%.
They are, so the boss goes down, and Horadon is currently on 12% health for RZX. RZX goes down.
I see.
Quick on. Oof. So now
that was not an unk. That was not an unk. Unlucky.
I don't expect Numen to change their comp here. I think their comp looks quite good for a cleave boss. We're going to look at them do the trash skip here. So they're going to do a double sap with a shroud. I believe they're going to just go around here. We're going to probably get the second shroud out anytime now. And
Well, this is where who used to fuck up every time on PTR.
okay,
We
we
never
get,
got that to work.
okay, we've
Unlucky.
gotten it. They've successfully
Another
made it
double
past the
sap.
trash, and now I believe they're gonna pull this.
Yeah, I think you have to. The door's locked, I think.
So after this, like, is there any skips you can do?
This is really unlucky for RZX. He's not having a good.
So
good run here.
RZX has gotten stuck behind the shroud. He will just get summoned after this, I imagine. Are they gonna
Yep.
stop before the boss? I guess it's not that big of an opportunity cost to summon in.
There
Three
might be
people.
some girls actually pulling the trash into the boss here.
How dangerous is this pack?
There should.
here? This mini boss that
Not at all. Not at
so
all.
often
It's not
has
bugged.
one-shot me. So it is.
Yeah,
Can we confirm
it's
that
not
it was-
bugged.
So it was bugged on Stormforge and doing things that it
Yeah,
shouldn't do.
so
Okay.
he actually does a frontal, as we know,
Yeah,
but now it has a visual. So
Yeah.
if you die to that, you're just trolling.
I feel extremely vindicated as someone that has died on this mini boss on Stormforge thousands of times.
I wonder if we're gonna see swap-ins for more warlocks here, or maybe more fire mages or something.
So I mean, the
what do we think?
7 elemental shamans are definitely going to be extremely good on this fight. If anything, I would have expected more afflictions.
Yep.
I think even with the nerfs, I imagine this is like one of the strongest fights for affliction.
Oh,
Uh,
Numen's pulling shit into the boss.
Yeah, it
Pog?
does look like this will get pulled into the boss. These mobs don't do all that much.
I think they'll die before. No, they do actually. The debuff that the tank gets from the blue bar HP guy,
Yeah.
that kind of slaps.
Okay, well, it looks like they are clearing them
Alright,
off.
actually progress picked up. They pulled the boss.
They've
Oh,
already pulled the boss. Holy, so
they have already
they've
pulled the
pulled
boss.
a lot of mobs into this. Let's have a look. They've pulled what looks
Well-
like 2 packs of 1 or 2 packs of mobs into this. They're running 6 elemental shamans and 3 affliction warlocks and 5 warriors. I think based on comp,
No, you're wrong on that. So they are running 3 enhancers actually.
3 enhanced shamans. Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
Are those as good as elemental in a council fight like this?
They are, because
They
this
are
is
better.
this is a council fight, but only on its name. This is not really a cleave fight, right?
Well, there's 4
You
mobs.
want to
so-
cleave, yeah, but it's mostly hitting the correct target at the correct time.
I disagree. If you have enough AoE damage,
Yeah, I think-
that solves itself.
Yeah, you don't ever have to
Like-
worry about the damage if you're just cleaving the shit out of all of them. But based on comp, I would imagine.
What is this tank damage? What is going on?
But based on the comp, I would imagine that progress has some edge here. I think just off the nameplates that I'm looking at, I like their comp better. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I don't know.
The Numen Warlocks have a good try, so that might actually help a lot.
Yeah, Deep Shades is doing. We actually have Tyru. Tyru playing Affliction.
Really?
Or-
No way you have Tyru in
Numen.
your guild.
Really?
Yeah.
Not the N-word guy.
He's gonna save them 8 minutes for sure.
You remember that, Malv? Were you there?
Let's not talk about this, yeah.
Let's not talk about this actually.
Is
See,
Waz
this
playing?
is
or-
perfect. Like keeping these stacked as progress just did, and still
Yeah.
having
Numen is doing
Having-
much the same thing. They're keeping them nice and stacked. So we do have a couple of sand pulls that go out on the side of progress and on Numen. Is this normal? Are we expecting that?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I believe on private server you could kill the boss before it ever got these off, but I guess a few pulls is not the end of the world when you have players that
I
have hands.
really wonder what is going on with this Nexer QT guy. Why is he blasting so hard?
He's always blasting like that.
I mean,
Ooh,
Ken
but on
Ken
the-
is
on
doing
the other
500k
side-
DPS as well. It's
On the other side, you have the monk, and you might argue that the monk dealing that much damage is even better for the raids.
we can have a
Uh-huh.
quick look over at. I
Oh,
was going to say at Jonathan, but they're still on trash, so it looks like.
Yeah, they didn't
for
skip.
For now, the
Can we have a Cow Classic stream going up?
the Step Brothers.
Hello.
Yeah, I can bring up Cow Classic real quick instead of Jonathan.
They are mid combat with the council fight.
So we can zoom in on them. I believe it's this one. Let me double check that I've got the right screen up.
Oh, we got some
This is not,
crazy
yeah,
cook here from who?
I think this is it. But let's.
What?
I'm just gonna keep an eye out on the other bosses, on the other groups. We wouldn't want to miss them killing a boss.
Am I crazy, or is Destro Warlock topping the counter fight?
On Cow,
Yes.
it does look like it for
ha-
now. They do have pretty
whoa.
decent burst,
Whoa.
especially if you pull lots of mobs in. But I imagine they will fall off over the course of the fight. I am
but this
surprised to
is,
see
like-
2 destruction warlocks though on the side
Yeah,
of 2.
this is pretty far into the fight. I don't think
Mhm.
he's dropping.
No,
this
no,
is like-
you're still on more or less open pool right now. But let's swap back. So we
1
got,
minute and a half.
We got Progress and Numen that are very close to each other. We'll swap back to the multi-view. So Numen's bosses are nearing the 10% mark-ish. I'm just going to refresh all the streams to make sure that we have the latest stuff available. And Progress is not too far behind. So it looks like Progress has caught up a significant chunk of time on Trash plus the pull of the boss with the Trash. Numen is just now getting the last boss down. We're going to get Kazrajin. Ideally, you want to kill him not last, because then he will empower, and you don't want to nuke the raid too hard at the end when you don't have cooldowns down. But it looks like Numen is about to kill. Numen has killed the boss, and Progress is 3-4% behind. Not a huge deal at this point, especially with the length of time that is left in this race. And Progress
We
has killed the
might
boss
see
just
some
now.
good cooks here for Turtles. Maybe
Yeah.
some trash pulling.
So what is...
We're definitely
gonna
going to
be
see this
interested
snowball
in-
thing again.
So the
Let's see
dangerous
who-
thing
who
here...
has the balls here. to
Yeah,
pull
so
trash into
the very
boss.
dangerous thing with this trash coming here is there's these giant bats that do an AoE silence if they're not interrupted, and there's quite a few of them to interrupt. So in theory, you could pull these into the boss if they all get kicked properly, and you're able to do enough AoE damage on these vampiric cave bats that do heal a portion of the damage they do. If you're able to get the shells from the heroic mechanic to absorb damage instead of taking it,
Oh,
which stops
this
their
is
healing.
beautiful.
And so we have Progress going down. Are they pulling everything? Numen is pulling the boss. Progress has yet to
Numen is
pull the
pulling
boss.
trash. They're all pulling trash into the boss.
So
Oh my
Numen has
god.
pulled the trash into the boss, while Progress is electing to do the safe strat. So this could gain Numen quite a lot of time. These
Yeah.
ads are
Well,
going
no-
down very quickly as well.
Oh, is the point of pulling trash into the boss just gaining the time
Yeah,
of not having
No,
to clear
the
it, or
vengeance.
do
The
the
vengeance as
vengeance?
well.
Yeah.
really does go down. I mean,
yeah.
it's everything, right? It's just time. It's just a time game. But it looks like Numen has successfully made it through. They still have a couple of large bats up that need to be interrupted, and Progress is practically at the same level of trash. But now the Tortos on Numen's side is already at 85% health. So by doing this, Numen has gained like 15% boss health. They will get less.
Yes, but
Yeah.
this, I think the idea from Progress here is, like, as you also saw on the damage dealt to these bats, Warlocks didn't press anything. So I think they try to ensure that Warlocks have a good pull here.
Right. So what the Progress is prioritizing the Affliction Warlock damage, I imagine, is what they're playing here. And
Yes.
what makes Affliction so good on this fight?
Look at the crystals.
Well, what? Yeah,
Well,
I'm
as a-
aware of what makes them good, but for the viewers that might not be aware, what mechanics in this fight make
You have,
Affliction
you
so
have these
good?
crystals around, and when you hit these crystals or you interact with these crystals at all, like with a taunt or anything, you get a shield. And you need that shield to survive Tortoise's Stomp. That shield gets increased by direct healing. And these crystals that you want to click, they are targetable, they are dotable, they have a health bar, so they are a swap target for the Affliction Warlocks. And that usually boosts their damage into the next universe.
Right. So
these fights.
what Slex
And,
is talking
again-
about here is let me
again
just
here-
explain it as I go real quick. So the great advantage of Affliction here is that they can extend their opener dots, which they've snapshotted with very strong procs, for a significant portion of the fight. So not only does that increase their single target damage on the boss, it also allows them to swap to these turtles that periodically come in and essentially nuke the shit out of them, so that the rest of the raid doesn't have to focus them nearly as much and can focus on boss damage.
Yeah. And again
It
here we
looks
can
like they're
see
not doing too hot though, looking at the damage meter.
It looks like Rally is doing the same thing with the snowballs, this time for the crystals. I think everyone else is doing the same.
Yeah, so looking at the Progress's side, yeah, we don't see any of the Affliction Warlocks on the damage meter, which we probably would have expected at this point if they'd had a good pull. Maybe they didn't get maybe they did get good trinket procs with the Lust, I'm not sure. But yeah, so these crystals are an important part of the fight. You need to keep hitting them to keep refreshing your shield on yourself to avoid the dying to the mechanics that do a significant portion of your health without these crystals up. And as Ziggo has mentioned, the current event snowballs are letting you hit these crystals off your GCD, so you lose no DPS refreshing that buff.
I asked about the value of pulling trash into the boss because I saw in Numen's POV they just obliterated all of the trash mobs, so I don't see that being of any use for the tank. I mean, it's just like to save time then, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, like the tank is going to get a significant chunk of vengeance on pull because of it, regardless. But I think it is mostly just to save time. I think you can't really beat around the bush with these mobs being up for too long in the fight because one silence going off can be very, very dangerous. So you do want to get them probably cleaned up relatively quickly, just to play safe. And down goes the boss for Numen. Progress not 15% behind like they might have looked at the start. They're only about
oh god,
5-6% behind. And so this is now we're moving on to one of the more interesting skips. So for those of you that are unaware, we'll zoom in on Numen here. There are 3 guardians in this big cavern. There's a huge amount of trash around here.
Zoom in on Progress here. Oh no, they're doing the same. It's fine.
So Numen players are currently gliding. They're using Goblin Glider to glide to one of the guardians. I believe, from what it looks like, the teams have all split up. And so they're splitting up to kill these guardians as quickly as possible so they can activate the big bell that you see there on the screen. And once all 3 bells have been rung, the boss will spawn. So they've split into 3 groups. They're now nuking the crap out of the guardians. They will press the bells simultaneously and then run to the boss. This avoids them having to run all over the place from bell to bell. And it's going to give them a nice little time skip. I'm actually surprised. So were these bells not triggerable if you taunted the mob away? Like, I think they were like that on private server, right? There must have been a...
no, you need to kill them, I think, no? Even on...
Yeah, even on private server, but we did the tricks.
yes. So you
the road tricks
on
yeah.
private server, but I was not expecting any other guild actually to do it this way.
Do the split? Yeah. So did you try?
I was expecting the raid to stack up and having someone pull these mobs to the raid. I did not expect
with like a tricks of the trade or a misdirect.
Yeah. Yes.
But that's kind of risky, right? Because if the mob is on combat through tricks of the trade, and he walks through other mobs, won't that pull the other mobs as well?
Yeah, that is. Well, I suspect so. It is a little bit risky. This is a safer play by for sure, but it does. You aren't able to stack the mobs together, which is going to lose you DPS, but you do also not lose the time that it would take to get all the mobs together. So I think both strats were probably, if they worked, were probably similar. We do have a death on the side of Progress, and Numen has pulled the boss, and Progress is not quite at the boss yet, so still got an edge of 10 to 15 seconds, I would say, although it is looking a lot... This trash does not seem to have gone well for Progress based on what I'm seeing. Doesn't look like they're heading to the boss. They're losing a lot of time here, actually. Numen has pulled a bunch of trash from behind the boss into the boss. I believe that the beginning of this fight doesn't have a whole lot going on in terms of mechanics, so they can definitely afford to do that.
We have a swap there in RZX. He's currently now playing Enhancement Shaman.
This looks like Restoration, mate.
Oh, that's rest still.
Yeah, it looks like just a swap for extra healing, right?
But
yes.
How bad are the rampages relative to what we saw in Stormforge? Are they harder to deal with? Is it a gear issue thing?
Yeah, it's a gear issue. Like week 1 rampages still hurt. Like your HP pool is fairly small, and there's not a lot of room for mistakes here. Like, I don't think it's a bad idea to go an extra healer here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if Numen made a change. I can't see the the amount of healers they're running based off Reli's UI. I don't know if Shoop has healing done. So we've got a Disc Priest, a Mistweaver, a second Disc Priest, and a Resto Shaman. And I think
Those
Midori
might
Pal is the
be-
tank, right?
Those might be holies, no?
For
Can't
healing
really
is ballsy.
Based on the damage being done by the Paladin, I don't think that's a Holy Priest.
No, I mean holy priests.
Oh, Holy Priest, maybe, yeah. They're the Priest healer. There's also Sound V. I don't know if that's a Shadow Priest or a healer.
Well, one of them is definitely disc though, because you had a barrier. Do holies have barrier? I don't know.
If you look at the side, look at the healing done on the side of progress.
Yeah, it's
Like
as
this
the
Prot Paladin
showing
is almost doing 200k.
that is a lot of healing. I assume he just pressed his hammer of the big AoE hammer. What is it called? Like the mained Paladin, by the way. So if we zoom in on
Yeah,
progress side,
we don't talk about the Mouth Paladin Megara incidents in here.
Nexer is doing a shit ton of damage, but I think that was probably a lot of vengeance
Trash.
funnel from
Yeah.
the trash. And although no, actually, you know what? They pulled it significantly. Yeah, actually, it was probably funnel from the trash. But that
They almost had no trash at the boss.
really, I mean, the Paladin is doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Is this a solo tank strat? Like, are you putting most of the debuffs on
Yes.
one tank to just abuse vengeance?
Yeah, I mean, they still have a second tank, but they are trying to get as much vengeance on Nexus as possible. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Which again is obviously the safe routes. Like if your high vengeance tanks dies here and you don't have a backup, the try's over.
Let's swap it back to the chat because I think none of us have been really looking at. But is there anyone that's seeming to be like up on par with Numen in progress? Anyone that we should probably have a quick look at? It looks like
Well-
Step Brothers has kind of fallen out of the running for the time
No,
being.
that's not Step Brothers. Remember, that's who.
Oh
who
wait, we're
just
looking at
didn't
who?
change the
Oh
name.
yeah, that is true.
Yep.
I didn't change the name. Let me change that on the stream. real
Do we
quick.
have a Zdravkin stream? Where they at right now?
Who?
Zdravkin, the number one.
The first
Polish
thing I'm
guild.
reading, looking at the chat, is, is freaking Casta. You ever used to tie before, sir?
Have I ever used a tie before? No, I tied it. Look, I got very angry at my tie because it wasn't tying properly. So I just we YOLO'd it, dude. Don't worry about it.
A good thing you're small on the screen. We can't really.
Yeah,
see
yeah. That's
it.
that's the idea. That's the idea behind the small screen. Right? They can't tell. They can't tell. But from chat, is there anyone that is on par with Progress and Numen right now? Because who on the stream over here is not even pulled the boss yet. So as far as
Yeah,
I'm
they
concerned,
fall-
they're 2 to 3 minutes behind. Actually,
Well-
Numen is 4 minutes 30 into the boss pool right now. So you know they're like a whole
Yeah.
5 minutes behind right now, which
Mhm.
might not
But
seem like a whole
we
lot,
should-
but on a 1 hour and 30 odd minute race, it's pretty significant.
We have to say though, who is not a contender for like rank 1 or 2? Maybe rank 10 is what they are aiming for.
All right, so who is aiming
So
for
I would
top
say
10?
they're pretty good. I would say for that at least.
So do we have
Where is
anyone?
Step Brothers?
Tank fail
Where
is
they at?
close behind. Kappa. All right. Yep. But it looks like no one is mentioning anyone that is close. I don't know if you want to go have a quick look, Ziggo or Selecty. So Numen has just killed the boss. The
Where's
boss-
Happy
Station.
Friends?
I believe Progress still has 2 more heads. No, 1 more head. Is their final head. So they're what? They're like 40
Oh,
40 to 50 seconds behind, right?
We should check FFS. Someone said.
FFS, the Aussie boys. All right, let's have a look. Have we got a stream for those
Oh.
guys?
We actually want to look at the trash skip, you know, how they do it.
On Numen,
Yeah,
right, we'll swap
yeah,
the
yeah.
FFS afterwards. So Numen is okay. So to the trash for G-Code is very annoying because we have these snails that are very slow. You can't really move them, and if you run
there's
into
some
them,
pretty.
they kill you, right?
Yep, there's some good cooks for those.
For those of you that don't know and that are going to be running through here later, there are lots of objects on the ground that look rather unassuming, little glowing orbs, little spider webs. For the love of God, please do not stand in them. You can see them on the screen right now. We'll zoom in on Numen. These yellow
Do
little
not pull a
blobs,
Malvenius in
these
your
yellow
raid group.
blobs and the webs themselves will spawn ads if you run over them. So Numen navigating through that without pulling mobs. It
So,
looks like
no Engie trinket on Shoop. 33 minutes. Oh, they're doing. Okay, I see what they're doing.
so they're
Progress
pulling.
accidentally pulled trash here. That costs a lot of seconds right now.
So they're dying in a wall. Are they going to get mass res at the top? It looks like someone is
Yeah.
running up.
So what is going on? What's happening here is probably a rogue or a druid. They're just running. Probably a druid,
Yeah.
to be honest. They're running alone. Everybody's dying here in this exact pixel in a wall. So the druid can go into the platform, jump down to the closest nest, and
Yep.
res them from there.
Okay. And how does the druid make it past? So I see the Midori Pal has made it through with a soulstone, I believe.
Yeah, they do it with Soulstone with the TBC
Oh,
NG
I think they
boots.
pulled the boss. They reset the boss and got teleported onto the platform, all the corpses.
Oh, that's actually way smarter. That's
Is this something
that's a good one.
Progress is aware of? Their progress right now is invising. I believe this is progress.
They're probably doing the same thing, I think. Oh. So yeah, they're doing the same thing, just a
Yeah.
little bit different, but yeah, basically. So you can see now on progress rate frame, we have one druid that's not with them, and he just rocket boosts.
Yeah, so he's just rocket boost up. Is he going to do the same thing,
Yep.
Selecty? Are they aware that pulling the boss teleports them for a little bit of time?
They masters to the first nest.
Okay.
That's
going to be
actually losing 10 seconds.
lot of
here.
time.
Yeah. So I mean, this is starting to be quite a significant gap at this point. I think Numen is maybe a minute and a half ahead, which has not been the case for any of the races that we've been looking at for this
Yeah,
tier.
apparently Numen has learned from T14 and they put more effort into trash skips. What are we
Malv was
thinking?
#Malv was the problem. So who is in charge of taking the feed young buffs on this boss? So for those of you who don't know, the boss will throw out a bunch of little projectiles that are meant to go feed the ads, little nests. And if you intercept them, you get a rather large stacking damage buff. The more of them you get, the more damage you do. And so this allows you to snapshot quite heavy damage increases. So these are good for things like feral druids, any snapshot class, so feral druids, affliction warlocks. Is there anything else that is really good with it that you're expecting them to take, Selecty? Maybe DKs?
Oh, we have a warrior picking up the buff on Numen's side.
Like usually you go for warlock, feral, rogue here as your main guys, but progress is loving the enhancement shamans. So
I mean, the enhancement shaman has a significant burst to use with them. They just don't snapshot the benefits at the end, right? So
exactly.
But I think Shoop is
Shoop
is taking
like
it on purpose.
Numen went for rogue and warlock, yeah.
But Shoop with a 535 weapon could be a decent candidate for it as well. I think he's also doing nests normally, so he has the spare
He's probably doing nests, yeah. So could we swap to dual screen now?
I don't have a dual screen set up, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm not sure how it would really work. The problem is with dual screen is that you end up with rather most of the screen empty. It wouldn't really be that much better than 3. Okay. But I think we would pretty much just, for now, we'll probably keep it focused on Numen until we see something different, until we see anything changing, because, well, they're significantly ahead at this point. They're almost 25% boss HP in front. So on a fight that's this is roughly a 4-minute fight, I would say. They're about a minute ahead. Which is not to say they've won. We're on the 6th boss out of 13, I believe.
The big bosses are still coming up. I also heard a lot about some bugs on Durumo. So who knows what happens there? Right.
So Durumo is still a big question mark in terms of is the boss going to work as it should be, because it was very bugged on PTR, right, guys?
Yeah. So what was going on in PTR? Oh, another thing, they fixed GQ and puddles. I just noticed those happen now. So about Drumu, whenever you get the beams, right? We know you have the red, yellow, and blue one, and you have to find the ads with the beams, right? So in PDR, what we were having was the red beam would spawn on its target correctly, but it would just spawn a random ad on the other side of the room. And if you ever move the red beam to go on top of the ad that spawned, the ad would explode.
Right, so we're hoping that that's not going to be the case here. I mean, we're about to find out. We're pulling. Numen is getting ready to pull the trash on Narumu.
Yeah.
The boss.
Another
on,
thing
The boss on Progress's
on
side is still at 25% health, so it's more than a minute behind at this point.
well, let's see how who does the skip. Thoughts?
I'll swap to that really quickly. I mean,
Oh,
they're
this
on
is some trash clear for Numen.
I won't
Actually,
zoom in on them,
also,
but they are. We'll go back to the multi-view. If people want to have a look at that.
Have you paid attention to if the weekly quest is live?
The weekly quest.
Any of the trash different?
Not yet. They might still hit the Dark Animus trash.
I don't think I've
But
seen.
none of-
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so that means.
Yeah, no.
What does that leave?
They didn't
That
get
leaves the Dark Animus trash or the
And Primordial after Dark
mm.
Animus, before Iron Quan and before Dark Animus. Those are the two
But
options. I think.
Leishan as well, right? Leishan.
No.
After
Oh yeah,
Twins.
Leishan one. Yeah. That's
And
another
it
option.
might also already have been the guy after Tortos because we didn't see any of that.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So for those
Oh.
of you for what we're talking about here is there is a random weekly quest mob in the raid that replaces some of the trash at some point, which could change strategies if one team had a particular strat set up for that, or if they haven't seen it. Do you think it's likely they haven't seen one of these mobs? Generally, you don't have to pull most of these, and I think they're generally easier than the trash itself, right?
Yes, generally yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Progress just got 2 feathers. That's a big deal actually.
2 feathers. What they only got 2 feathers at the start of Jikun. Or
No,
they have it at the end.
The feather trinket from Jiku.
Oh, the stacking
Oh.
strength trinket. Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that going to be going to? Is the DK a unholy
probably
DK?
DK. Yeah,
DK got one of them, and the other I'm actually not sure.
probably going
Probably the
towards
warrior, I
the.
imagine.
I don't
I mean,
know.
you're not going to
Could
give it to
be
the
going
tank.
towards the tank.
I don't think
Could be.
it's value on the tanks. A strength proc trinket is
Really?
usually pretty low value for tanks.
Oh, it's only a good value on the unholy DK, to be honest, because that trinket kind of sucks for warriors even, because it's like a Renataki, right? Warriors can't really do much with that.
So we're about to pull Darumu. What do you think of the choices to bring 2 rogues on the side of Numen, whereas it looks like Progress opted for a rogue and a feral to bring that. Is that also a what's the second druid? I believe Progress is running 2 druids. It's a tank, right? A bear.
Yeah, it's a
If I
bear
remember
and a feral.
correctly, there will be some swaps here for
Okay.
Progress after this trash.
So it doesn't look like they changed anything on the side of Numen. They still got quite a heavy shaman lineup that they're probably going to keep all the way to.
Troop trolling right there.
Putting it
Just
all
dropped a
slightly too
lingering
close.
gaze inside the boss almost. Well, on ranged area at least.
All right, so you guys keep chatting. I'm going to keep an eye out on the timers for when Progress is going to pull the boss, so we can have an actual kind of look at how far ahead they really are right now.
Might
Reset
want
all the
to hit.
streams.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy in your chat saying current placement first Numen into Progress, into Who, FFS, and then on 5th place Step Brothers.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know if that's correct, considering that Who just pulled Jikun.
Progress is about 30% behind right now.
Yeah, so Progress is just pulled at 1 minute 20
probably
on
half
the
a
Numen
minute.
timer. A minute and a half.
1 minute 20.
Yeah, well, actually, I can look at the fight time, right? Does Ozzy X have a fight time? He does not have a fight time. Does Lex have a fight timer?
130. RZX has as
Yeah.
well. They are 1 minute.
So I see
behind.
40 seconds.
40, 50
42.
seconds.
Yeah, they're about 1
Yeah.
minute and 5 seconds behind. Where is Ozzy X's fight time? Oh, yeah, on the damage meter. I see it now. Okay.
Is RZX not live for you?
I'm not sure. I'm going to swap to some Lex POV. Shout out to the feral players on Classic. Great guys, great guys.
Oh, this Pharaoh Cook.
Probably the
I'm not sure
hardest
about this
spec in
Pharaoh
the
Cook.
game. Do you think
Okay,
Lex is
the
going to be
rip,
performing
rip,
bear
rick.
weaving as part of his rotation? He's very low on energy right now, and he does not look to be bear weaving at all.
I don't think
Interesting
he's
choice.
comfortable enough in this setting.
Yeah,
Like
so
mid race.
this was something that I was thinking about as like because we did toss up in Numen like Feral being played in tier 14. So I had a choice essentially between Paladin, Hunter, and Feral were kind of the things that I was like practicing and likely to play. And yeah, I think it was the same thing, right? Like I think Feral, if I was going to play it, is not worth the bear weaving when you're trying to like min max everything else. It's just like it's too much effort and too much risk of something going wrong and you fucking something up just from the sheer effort. And it's a very small DPS fiend. So not surprising here. So we see us in the maze phase. We're going to zoom in on Numen here. We're in the maze phase. Giant death beam follows you around and you just have to go through the maze, open your eyes. Very easy mechanic to deal with. And
We have an update.
yeah.
Current placement. The skilled mists first.
The skilled
Just
miss.
behind them is Happy Friends.
Happy Friends, yeah.
Into Numen, Progress, and then Jonathan. I don't know what guild that is.
Where is Spectrum?
Where is Steep Hill?
Spectrum is probably on their 7-hour, 10-minute.
I believe I have hold on, I'm getting some confirmation here that Steep Hill is actually still stuck on Tortoise. They haven't made it through.
True,
Yeah.
actually.
It looks like they did
Yeah.
start the race on Tortoise. They had a bit of a head start since they've been stuck there for the past 4 years.
Yeah, it's unlucky, quite unlucky for Steep Hill that they got in a French Affliction Warlock and it wasn't really working out for them.
A French affliction warlock.
Yeah.
So looking at
French
Numen,
affliction warlock.
it looks like the beams are behaving normally. I don't see anything crazy going on. The elemental shamans are blasting the shit out of these walls. Another
On
great
both
thing that they're good
sides,
at.
Yeah, it's
Let's have a quick
they
look. The
both went
boss
for a heavy elemental shaman here.
on
Someone says
progress is at
Spectrum-
41%, so they're 15% ahead Numen.
A
Yeah.
guy just said that Spectrum is currently stuck on Kalthuzad for some reason. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I think that might be a
That
Wrath
might be.
meme.
Could be. I'm kind of out of that loop, but
But Spectrum has always one-shot every boss they attended.
Well, the red beam is moving very quickly. What is? Have they
Oh.
failed to find an ad? What is Numen doing? I think they're missing an ad. Are they gonna
What?
miss
What?
the?
no. It's
Oh,
if they
that's dangerous.
is it really?
Oh no, it's bugged. It's bugged. It's bugged. The beams
It's
are bugged.
bugged.
The beams are
There's
bugged.
no
This
third
might be a
ad.
wipe on the side of Numen.
Oh. No, but
wiped as
progress
well.
progress wiped.
And
Progress is wiped, and
the
Numen
thing
has
is-
wiped. This is just this is a
Oh,
complete
no.
reset. What is?
From both of them.
We're
Okay,
getting
so
some expletives
return.
called out towards Blizzard. If I might direct you to a certain reaction from a certain streamer in tier 14 who was not happy with the actions of Blizzard. Looks like both sides are going to resurrect, and just like that, the 1 minute advantage that Numen had over Progress has just been wiped clean. It looks like they've res slightly earlier, but Darumu is going to respawn just as quickly. And so just like that, we're back neck to neck. The question is, are these bosses killable then? Is there a problem with the bosses?
So
Is there a
I can
problem?
give
There's a
some
problem
insight
with
to
this
what
one.
happened here.
Yep,
So
go ahead.
What went wrong on PTR is that one of the red ads was in a fixed position every time. So they probably overfixed it, and instead of it being in a fixed position now, it's just completely gone.
Okay.
And if that happens again, a race might be over here, boys. You can't
Yeah.
kill Duramo. Unless
We
you
had-
can kill all the red ads.
We had a
That is
quote
very,
from
very,
our
very awkward position to be in.
my guild leader said if we reach Durumu and it's bugged, it might be an Alt F4 and quit this game angle. I don't know about the other guilds, but yeah, might be over.
So I believe they did get through one light phase though, right? So one of the light phases did work.
Yes.
It's just the second
Yeah.
one that
The
bugs
first
out.
right now.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. One ad.
Yeah, this is the second ad. I am zoomed in on Numen for now, but we'll swap back to progress if one
One
lapse
last
and the
ad
other.
for Numen.
Is the third ad for Numen. So this first one seems to be going just fine. It is honestly, it is kind of ridiculous that something like this can make it through PTR. I like. They did do
This was reported
emergency.
multiple times.
This was reported multiple times, yeah, and I've heard of this
Yes.
multiple times as well, and I didn't even play
Mhm.
PTR.
Yeah.
It is pretty ridiculous that something like this can be reported and is decidedly game breaking.
Well-
If you can't kill the boss, you can't clear the raid. Looks like
Progress
What-
wiped again.
progress
what-
has
what can you
wiped
do?
again.
But what can you do? Blizzard only had like a full month to figure this out. Like, can't really blame them. 30 days is not enough for whatever ChatGPT is behind the coding in Classic right now.
I
Well, I
think
think-
progress wiped to a mistake though, not to a bug right now.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
wiped to a yellow or blue ad.
yellow or blue ad. Yeah, so I guess they're probably going to be hoping that this boss is bugged for now, that Newman's not going to get through it. So we're getting
There was another
Ice Wolf
issue
phase.
with Durumu where in the beam phase you could not see the path.
Right. It doesn't
But
seem
I think
like that
that's
is.
yeah, I think that's not the case anymore.
So what we're looking at right now, so at this point in the fight, Darumu is going to send a death beam out in front of him, and then he'll pick a random location, left or right, to start spinning. And you want to position yourself safely so that you're not going to be inside all the poop, and you're not going to get caught by the beam either. At the same time, on Heroic, he does summon a bunch of ice walls that need to be AoE down that you cannot move through. So it's very important that you blast those down as quickly as possible so that the rest of the raid does not get caught in it. And so we're seeing Numen go through the maze phase again. They've cleared up all the walls. You can see the little path coming out. There is a little bit of a suspicious puddle here. I'm not sure who dropped that one, but they're not going to be happy about that. We get a AMZ to cover it. Just in case, those puddles do quite a lot of damage as you walk through, and you don't have a whole lot of movement choice when the maze takes you over that. So someone is definitely going to be getting flamed for that after the race.
It's like a Silas puddle to me. If Numen is lucky and gets to kill this boss now, they gained a huge advantage with the wipe
Yeah.
progress just had.
Well, to be
I
fair,
told
progress did gain up a lot of time from wiping at the same time. They were
Of
quite
course.
far
Mhm.
behind as well.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes.
You can
Yeah.
say, Zigo?
It's what I told this to Drew earlier today that about Durumu. It's basically like RNG based. Whoever doesn't get the bug and gets the chance to one shot it wins. So if like Newman's lucky enough, the race might be over right here.
So we're
I
going to
think.
get Spectrum number 3 here. I believe this is Light Spectrum 3 or Light Spectrum 2. I'm not sure which one for
Yes.
Newman's side, but this is the one where they wiped on last time that was bugged and we didn't have the third ad. So we're going to go try and count these out. Here comes the first ad. So the beams can be placed where you want when they do come out. They will go on an individual player in the raid that can choose kind of where to put them. In this phase, we're going to get ice walls and the beams at the same time rather than the death beams. So we've got the second red ad here. The second red ad goes down, and are we going to find the third one? It looks like they've rotated probably not the way you would want to go. Okay, it looks like they do have the third ad. So Numen is going to get through this phase no problem as long as the yellow ad doesn't spawn. They're through, and this looks like a home run for the boss. I don't think there's a whole lot that can wipe
even
you
if
from here.
the yellow ad had spawned, it would be okay. You just swap to it, clear it.
Yeah, but
Problem
it
solved.
is a bit of a waste of time. It is a bit of risk here. What's the only thing that can really wipe us from here? What are we going to get? We're going to get walls of ice into life drain here. So the boss will do.
Yeah, life drain might be a big issue if they don't handle it well.
Yeah, but
Because the boss might heal a lot.
I don't think life drain is going to be a problem for guilds like this. So the way life drain works is it will target a random player. It will start draining life on them, and this drain life will transfer life to the boss, obviously, for a very much larger portion than the damage it deals to the player. And it does stacking damage. And so ideally what you want to do is essentially intercept the life drain periodically so that it resets the stacks on a new player and doesn't heal the boss too much. So here we go. We got the last set of walls. The boss is on 6% health.
Oh,
Did Shoop just get hit and not
God.
nothing happened? I don't know what just happened. The ice
I
walls
just
are going
witnessed a
down,
Movenus special on the Who side. Oh,
but we are getting the ice walls into the death beam again. These walls
Yeah.
need to die. They're
Boss
going to
is
have to
dead for
move
Numen.
around. Are they just nuking the boss? Looks like they
Yeah,
might
yeah,
just be
boss
oh
nuking
God,
the boss. That death beam is
Oh,
getting a
Jesus.
little bit close for comfort, but the
Oh,
ice walls are
I
going
lagged
down, so
out
they'll
a
be
bit.
just fine.
Did you guys hear anything I just said?
All right, so let's swap to the progress view right now, because this is important, right? We need to see if progress gets through this light spectrum in order to still really be in the race, unless Numen wipes from here on in.
Yes.
I think Numen is probably going to be clean through Primordius, and then we're going to have Dark Animus, which should be one of the most interesting bosses
Dude.
of the race. I don't know if they're going to just make it look easy though. If you can get through quite clean through Dark Animus.
And
If
progress
you've
is out of the race.
progress has
Ooh.
wiped again.
Wiped
Did
again.
they wipe to a mistake? I didn't actually see. I wasn't paying attention. Was that another Spectrum bug, or is it a misplay?
Oh, there we go. My webcam is back. Does it work on stream or is it
Oh,
chalked?
wait, no, hold on. Sorry, I might have tabbed out of your webcam earlier. If I don't keep it up as a like.
No, but no, it's just that my thing crashed.
Oh, yeah, I think it's fine.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
Selecty is currently
Hitting-
not there. Can anyone
Getting to
confirm?
this boss and like
Does anyone know
Dude.
if progress has wiped again because of a bug, or if it was a misplay on their part? So they did wipe once to a bug. They then misplayed, I believe, is what Selecty said. And
I wasn't really looking into it, but it looked like they just wiped to a bug because they wiped really like far into
really,
the fight
and really
for
quickly.
it to be.
That is
Yeah.
extremely disappointing. I am very, very disappointed in Blizzard here.
That is
letting a bug,
total annoying.
yeah, letting a bug
But-
so big go through and it having an effect on the race. It's not over. If progress was to kill it here and Numen are to wipe and progress are clean through the rest, they could be back in it. But right now the advantage is quite heavily for Numen.
Yeah. But what this
They
means is that we might-
They insta died, so it,
Yeah, so it's probably the bug.
I'm not sure if that. No, I
Oh,
don't
it
think
could have been.
it's the
It
bug.
could have
If
been.
it's-
Well, what happens?
Could have been
if
just a
it's the bug,
mistake.
you-
Yep.
If it's the bug,
You just
you
rot
don't
out.
insta die. You slowly die because you can't find the third ad.
The Azure
But
fog
insta
has
dying
been.
is
Why is
It's
the
a mistake usually.
Why have we got an
Yeah.
Azure
yeah,
fog
it's
up
usually a mistake.
on progress?
But
But
this
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 is-
situation.
This is still on Blizzard. Like people underestimate what happens to your mentor
Oh yeah, absolutely.
when
Yeah.
when you
I mean, look,
die
we
here.
we have evidence
saw
of
it.
that on this
We
very
saw
stream
it.
at some point.
We saw it live right here in this channel.
This is extremely nerve-wracking as it is, and if tilts get into the picture, it's I don't know. For some people, it just gets to people.
It was a bug. Okay.
Yeah.
We have
You put all
We have
that on top of the.
we have
How
If
was
you
that
put
a
all
bug,
that
though?
on top of the all the pressure that is on top of everyone on a race setting, then bugs happening. That's rough.
yeah. So Rumi says that Rumi who was I imagine he's done some PTR with the Numen boys. They reveal a short distance before your beam hits it.
Oh,
They
no.
fucked something up. They changed something from Sunday. Okay, so there's been some adaptations that have been made since the last PTR testing recently. Oh, we have.
God, it's-
Is that a real
it's-
brand ups? Real brand ups. Hashtag strawberry kisses.
Wait, 1 minute. We might have an update. So currently, Numen first and who on second place, boys? We are gaming.
So who is? Oh, they've gotten through. So who has gotten through the?
They are
second
killing the boss.
light spectrum. We're gonna zoom in on who here. I believe it's number 3. Let me double check that I've got the right boys up on here. Yep, we got who up.
If they get second place, can I say that I'm second place?
So in terms of how much time who has put into preparation into this, do you have an idea of like the amount of hours that you put in? Like what percentage of the time that PTR was up and people are awake were you really playing
Well,
PTR?
I would say they put up a lot of time. I don't know about percentage or total numbers, but we did every single day of PDR 6 hours to 8 per day.
Right.
I don't
okay.
know if that's any close to like Numen in progress. Probably not.
So
but
I don't
to
know.
me, it was a lot.
As an ex-player of Numen, I don't know how much I'm allowed to. Well, allowed is a strong word. I don't know how much they're going to dislike me saying this because to give you guys an idea, Numen's idea for PTR on tier 14 was if it's up and it's like people should be awake, then we're
Oh.
playing. So it was like, you were spending the whole day on PTR while it was up on weekends. It's obviously very different this time around because it was up on weekdays, and not many people here are like full-time streamers or full-time gamers. A lot of people have jobs, so I'm not sure how much time and effort they would have been able to put in here. Definitely every single raid night that it was up, they would have been in there playing for sure. So you're probably looking at 6 to 8 hours a day minimum. But yeah, essentially, if they were able to field a roster, they would have been in there. So, where are we? So, who has killed Darumu? Progress
Progress
still.
is in the last light phase right now, and they're
Yeah.
still
North
looking for
America
it.
hype.
And
North
it looks
America
like
hype.
Numen is about to kill Primordius. Things have gone quite smoothly. There's not a whole lot to this boss. I don't think we really need to talk about it. But we're going to zoom in on progress here. We're going to just double check that they make it through this last light phase. I believe they're looking for the last red ad now. Let's see if it spawns. Does not look like they're finding it.
It's gone again.
Yeah, I think they've just hit the bug again.
Yeah.
This
And
is
they
sad.
knocked.
This is just to put it bluntly, this is fucking pathetic from Blizzard. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
It's wild that this goes through like this. Oh no!
You take into account
A
these-
random ad has spawned? Wait, what is...
Okay, is that like a GM?
No, they died. Something, yeah.
A
It
GM.
just randomly spawned. Alright, here goes Numen. Alright, well, that is sad.
Progress died again?
Yeah, progress wiped again. But that was not their fault. The ad just randomly spawned. I mean, at this point, if someone tells them that Numen has cleared the boss and another guild has cleared the boss and they're stuck on a bug, I do not want to know what the mental's like right now.
Yeah, this
you
is
would not be in a good
so
spot.
bad.
You need to be the strongest raid leader in history to get people back into
True. Definitely,
the
yeah.
groove here.
And so here goes Numen on the Dark Animus trash. It looks like it is the regular trash. This
They
trash.
killed Primordius already. What?
Yep. So who's
I
getting
blinked
ready
and
to
they're
pull
there.
Primordius here? So who is now fully
It's
ahead?
who, yeah.
One boss of progress. Numen is about to pull Dark Animus, and will be almost 2 bosses ahead. At this point, if Numen doesn't brick anything, it's pretty much a done deal. This trash on Dark Animus, there'll be 6 mobs. It looks like maybe more. I think they've pulled a couple of extra mobs in as well.
But they're not what we're used to. These are harmless now.
These are harmless, but they still have the kicks, right? You still have to do the proper kicks.
They still have the kicks, but they don't
Yeah.
one shot. They do barely no damage.
Yeah. What, if you miss the kick?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they do no damage at all.
I
They're
thought-
just annoying
I
because
thought
there's
just the
too many
Shadow
of them.
Nova were doing less damage, but essentially the way those ads work is some of them will do a long range cast, some of them will short range cast, and you can get away by stacking your raid and interrupting only a few of them. But I think the Shadow Nova might be very dangerous to stack, and so you might just need to interrupt them all. I'm not sure what the real purpose is. So here we go. We got Numen front and center. Let me double check that I do have them front and
Oh,
center.
to
Yep.
be honest, let's be. Oh, they're doing
Pulling Dark
the push
Animus.
thing,
What push thing?
the Zerg strat, no? Or am I cooked?
No, we've got a massive golem up on the side, so it looks like they're putting some.
Oh yeah, no.
But they might only be doing one massive. It's possible that they think they can kill it. Like as I said, if you have enough damage, maybe with some extra tanks. No, they do have 2 massives up. So the idea here is essentially all the players will be taking one of these little anima golems, and what you have to do is try kill these anima golems so that they're closest to one of the bigger golems to put the anima into those bigger golems. If you bring the little anima golems too close to each other, they get a ridiculously large amplification damage, and they start meleeing very quickly and very heavily, and it will practically one-shot anyone that's not a tank. So you got to be careful to not stack these up. There are mechanics that teleport you around the room that make this a little bit more difficult, but generally it's not too difficult to avoid. And what people are going to be doing is grabbing their little ads and bringing them into the massives. We do have a large anima golem up. I don't know if this is intentional. The large anima golems will be putting these big things that follow people around. You can see it off on the top right of the screen right now. They're big chunks of anima that follow people around. You don't want to be dealing with those, so you ideally don't want to spawn any large
Crimson
golems.
Wake.
Yeah, but they have cleared that up and probably put the anima into the massives. And now all the little anima golems appear to be almost dead. And so all the anima will be into these 2 massives. And so they're only going to be having to deal with the boss's mechanics and the massive anima golems mechanics, which is just swapping people around the room with a dispel. Not a very difficult mechanic to deal with. And then swapping the tank stacks. I do believe they do have a DK down though. I'm not sure if that's a tank. I imagine not. They might be
No, it's
a
not.
bit of danger.
Let's just say something here. Is Shoop the luckiest man on planet Earth?
What,
He got
Mhm.
Primordius Trinket and a weapon already.
that is quite big.
Primordius Trinket is the single biggest upgrade that warrior can get on progression.
Aside from
That
weapon.
trinket is insane, bro.
But yeah, so it does look like Numen ran 2 paladins, which I believe. Oh, down goes Shoop. So paladins can reset their own stacks, I believe, with bubble.
No B reses on Numen? Yeah, they can. Sorry,
can,
I was
okay.
talking about something.
So this could be quite dangerous. So they do So they do have 3 DPS down, maybe 1 healer. I'm not sure if Sound is a healer, but the enrage on this boss is quite tight. If they haven't done the anima golems perfectly,
It is in the first week, yeah.
they also lose.
They are pretty close to it.
They lose like 10 to 15 seconds, I believe, per anima that does not go in the massives on the enrage timer. It looks like they are wiping. Wow.
They are wiping.
I did not think that we would see an actual wipe based on like mechanical failures. So something has gone wrong. I'm not sure if maybe it was a swap blaster that linked some ads that shouldn't, and a bunch of people died, and then the healer died, and then the tank died. Unfortunately,
no, they just messed it up. Like Shoop himself, he killed his ad into the boss, and I think someone else or multiple.
Yeah, but that's not an instant wipe condition, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it looks like they've kind of rotted out the damage. If there was like an unsurmountable enrage thing, the best thing would have been to just instantly wipe on the entire raid. But I think it was more of a succession of failures here that means they're going to.
Are they 5 healing, or is there a monk tank?
It looks like no. There's definitely a monk tank
on top.
Yeah. And Camgirl is they're 4 healing.
Oh, they're 4 healing.
Yeah,
okay.
Camgirl is a tank as well. So looking back to progress, they're still on Darumu. They still haven't. Oh, okay. I think they've just gotten through the red phase. I think progress has just made it finally.
They got it.
They got no bugs, and they're gonna finally kill it. Numen has wiped on Dark Animus, but they have such a gap right now that it might not come down to anything. Who is about to kill Primordius?
But we could still see
Numen wiping. Good 6 to 7 minutes ahead. Like
6 and 7 minutes is, in terms of race to world first on this, is almost insurmountable. I think Numen has at least 1 more wipe. It depends on obviously where the wipe happens, but they can wipe like twice near the beginning of the fight and still be fine. So we're going to go through this again. So you can see the massive anima golem off to the right here. There will be one at the bottom of our screen as well. And Numen is going to successfully bring all these little anima golems near them. You can see, I don't know how easily it is to see on your screens, but there is a counter above the massive anima golems that you can see 20 out of 36 here on the bottom of our screen. And that counts the amount of anima in these golems. So what we want to do is see 36 out of 36 before Siphon anima goes off in 1 minute and 10 seconds. That means that we've put as much anima as possible into these massive anima golems, and we've extended our enrage timer as long as possible. Once Dark Animus fills up on anima, that is the enrage timer, and he will start channeling AoE on the entire raid until everybody dies.
Are we running 3 tanks here?
Yeah, so we're running
a Guardian Druid right there?
2 prop paladins and a monk, I believe.
I think you have to, right? On 25 men, you're kind of forced to play 3.
Yeah, I don't think this is very doable without 3 tanks. One way you could do it is to like have 1 tank grab up the massives and the boss. It might be doable with 2 tanks, but considering how much damage the tanks do, I don't think you're very incentivized to do that.
Yeah.
There's not really any. And it gives you so much. It's so much easier to deal with a massive anima golem. So the massive anima golems are going to be stacking up tank stacks, and so you want at least 2 tanks to rotate these. But because there's 2 mobs, you have this bit of overlap where both tanks are going to have stacks, and it is significantly easier to do it with two tanks doing the massive golems and then 1 tank just dealing with the boss. There's just a lot going on for a tank if they have to just 2 tank it.
I wish we could tell what are people playing looking at Shoop's damage meter. Is that an athlete? Maybe.
Yeah, well, we can have a look. I see some.
It should be an athlete. I don't think Dashor can pull those numbers here.
No, you
Especially with
can't.
this
You
gear.
Well, we
won't.
have. I can see. Yeah,
Yes.
I can see Deep Shades doing Malefic Grass.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, that was Tyru.
Yeah, there's a Malefic
that was
Grass.
Tyru. That was not Deep Shades. But then we've got two
Nope.
Malefic Grass going out.
Yeah, that has to be
Tyru
an
is on the
athlete,
bottom
right?
right of our screen. I don't see any Incinerates going out, but there could be Demonology.
How would you even pull that DPS as Destro on this?
That
board?
is true.
Would
That
just
is well.
fuck,
Yeah.
fuck
That is a good
over
point.
fuck over the whole strategy.
Shadow burning every head.
I am wondering if something happened to Tyru though, because Tyru is nowhere to be seen on the damage meters right here. Deep Shades.
Well,
is
but he's
popping up.
definitely saving like 10 to 15 seconds on the kill timer here.
Oh wait,
Love
the
this out to
cams. The
this
cams. I don't know how long ago. I think the cams have disappeared.
They've not. We're good.
I,
We're good.
I actually didn't know Numen picked him up.
I saw him trial recently. I was just having a quick look through the Discord.
Well, it's funny, like it's funny how we're not seeing even more names that we know about in these guilds.
Oh, Shoop is
Okay,
dead.
let's be real. Like,
Oh.
obviously there are some good players on private servers, but most of the players that
Shoop's
are really
dead
good on
again.
private
Oh
servers.
no,
Oh
Shoop.
god!
Oh no.
Oh god.
I feel
What
for
is he
him
doing?
because I know exactly how that feels like. The amount of times I have done this is one of the simplest mechanics in the game. It's a little pool of fire that comes underneath you, but sometimes it's a little bit annoying to see. There's a lot of shit going on around you, and you just miss it, and it just collapses you. But
if you never played melee, let's not talk about
that
it.
Sounds no.
Nope,
That sounds like
nope,
someone
nope.
who wouldn't press his defensives on pull. I don't. No, that's.
But it is. I will say it is quite rare for Shoop to make mistakes like this. Making it twice in a row is a lot more common than you think. When you're not fucking up very often and you fuck up, it is very easy to tilt over that, take the res, and then just instantly die again. I'm not surprised by the double death. That is very common.
He definitely died, face palmed, double bird, except res, died again.
Yeah.
So like, we can see how
You
that
kind of
goes.
like when you die in a race scenario, you get the jitters. Like you start shaking, and if you don't take the rest, it's difficult.
Well, that reminds me of the time on the Toes Race to World First. I believe I did. I think I fucked up and was late on running out of the fear on Shara Fear, so I bubbled preemptively to dodge it. I got into the safe zone about half a second before the fear, so I was fine. Unfortunately, I didn't have bubble when it came time to go and soak the on the platforms, soak the orbs, and so our tank died, and I didn't have bubble, and I panicked, and then I just ended up going dying, and that was not great. Okay, down goes Dark Animus for Numen. 3 Vank chests. Any ferals in the chat? No, they don't have a feral. Unlucky.
Fairly close though. They were close, generous.
Yeah, I mean they did have a couple of people dead. Shoop getting the RNG expertise braces. Yeah, where is Who up to? So we're gonna. Who is pulling Dark Animus right now? They're on their first pull. I will go back to the multi-stream, but I would like to see how they do the trash here. So is this a just pull everything up to the boss angle cycle? You do this 2 phases.
I think that most guilds will do 1 stop here.
Okay, yeah, Numen is stopping on the stairs. I think Numen is also well aware that they are well in the lead, and so all the risky strats that they might have been willing to take up until this point are going to be like, okay, no, we just like chill, we just lose like 10 seconds here and there just to make sure that we're safe, we don't die to anything, and we keep our lead.
Did any of you guys' guilds test pulling IQ trash into the fight? Because I don't think Who did.
How did that go? Was that feasible like it is on private servers, or is that very dangerous and not a good idea?
Yes, it's feasible.
It's feasible. I mean, it looks like Numen isn't pulling it in. So it's okay. Numen looks like they might be funneling a little bit of the small mobs that do nothing. They've pulled the 2 big mobs. They're probably going to nuke this down, but they have left the little Quillen.
This is the smart choice.
Yeah, I think this is probably the smart choice. Sure. Those Quillen don't do anything. They just give you some vengeance to funnel off some soul swap targets for the Affliction Warlocks. If the Warlocks are playing Destro, they get some extra Ember generation. and then everybody else is probably going to leave them alone and do as little AoE damage as possible to get that as much funnel as possible on the paladin.
What I want to see here is that if they're doing tank funnel or like everyone funnel, you know what I mean? Like for Destro locks,
Well,
mages
so
maybe.
if you're playing with competent players and you're trying to optimally like funnel
Uh-huh.
with mobs, right? The only things you're really going to be AoEing are the warlocks swapping to maybe one target. Or some
I think they're
swap.
playing Destro here because as we
Uh,
went before, Athlete single target was massively nerfed, so I don't think anyone is
Yeah.
playing
But
it
so
here.
if they were playing Affliction, you would essentially be only soul swapping to one target to extend dots on that to
Yeah,
minimize the amount of like health you're pulling off these ads, so that the rest of the group can funnel. If you're playing Destruction, you're probably putting Immolation and Rain of Fire up.
Only Rain of Fire I think is enough.
It depends on how many mobs there are. With this many mobs, yeah, you probably get away with just Rain of Fire. We are seeing some Rain of Fires go down, so it does look like they're playing Destro. They're definitely not going to be using Fire and Brimstone on Incinerates and Conflagrates. That would just be nuking the mob's health for no reason. These don't need to die. You want these up as long as possible to funnel as much as possible off them. What else have we got? We have a Paladin, so the Paladin is going to be proccing lots of free Avengers Shield. Not as many as before with the nerfs, but a lot of free Avengers Shields here.
What were the Pro Paladin nerfs actually? Because
so the nerf, I
really
think
look
some of the
into this.
haste buffs from tier 14 got halved, and then the
Yeah.
big one was and this is not necessarily a nerf. This is a nerf to their funnel, but it's actually quite a boost on single target, I believe. The way that Grand Crusader procs was changed from 30% chance on a dodge or parry flat to I think 12% chance on a dodge or parry and 12% or no 20% chance on a Crusader strike. So it procs off their Crusader strike now as well. So in raw single target scenarios, we don't have ads that are causing a lot of parries and dodges. I think you're going to get more procs than before, but then on heavy AoE, you're going to be getting significantly less than before. So it nerfs their funnel ability quite a lot, but it buffs them on single target, which is probably a good change, I think, compared to what Paladin was like struggling with.
Okay. So on Numen side here, we're seeing the tank funnel and Destro lock, and also they're holding Lust. So I think we're gonna see the phase 2 skip.
It's possible.
For the Windstorm.
Do you think it's possible? Is there enough damage here? So we're going to see
Yes.
Bloodlust coming out right now.
With the Vengeance.
With
yeah,
the
there is.
Vengeance?
With the
Yeah,
Vengeance,
okay.
there is.
Notice, so one very important thing is the ads are all still alive, right? You can see the Warlock damage. The Warlock damage is... Oh, are we going to get a huge combust because of this as well? Does that help the Fire Mages combust if they're playing Fire?
No, it doesn't.
Who one-shot Dark Animus? That's actually
Who
impressive.
one-shot Dark Animus? Yeah, boss is down.
Yo, what are you saying? Impressive, bro. Zigolera guild, bro.
2 Thunderforged pieces. Thunderforged Warlock Helm.
Oh, wow.
Alright, let's
That's
have a quick
insane,
zoom in on Numen. Let's have a look. So all the ads still alive, and
They
have
skipped it.
Easily
They skipped
skipped
it.
it.
Yeah, easily.
My god.
With T14 gear,
And
kind of impressive.
The ads are still alive. The Paladin is doing
they're
a million...
P4 already, or
Yeah. No, P3.
Okay.
The Paladin is doing 1 million DPS. Now, a lot of this DPS is going on the untrained Quillen, but hopefully not too much. Most of it is going to funnel into the boss. And this is a situation like this where if the Paladin was unnerfed, it would have been... Well, to be honest, the nerf might not really be affecting it. With this many ads up, you might just be getting Avengers Shield every global anyway.
It would just have been way crazier. And Numen also did all of the fire damage stacks on melee. So back there, we could see that Shup had 7 stacks of the debuff, which is kind of crazy. That's a lot of damage to soak in.
Yeah, but if you have enough
melee.
externals, you're probably fine. I mean, they were fine, right? So the ads are going to be
Yeah,
going down here. We're going to be losing a lot of the tank vengeance, but the tank is now going to have a shit ton of stacks on them. I don't know how many stacks tanks we're going to for progress Select D, but I know that when we were tanking this on private server, you could pretty much go to like a ridiculous amount of stacks, maybe like 5 minutes into the fight, then you would die and then res and start stacking again, or just bop them off if you wanted to play safe.
But and they're playing 2 tanks, right? I don't think they're doing the vengeance share.
Yeah,
thing.
well, Ken Monk is doing a lot of healing, so I imagine he's a tank.
And damage.
He was inevitably taunting off the little ads on cooldown to get some vengeance, but I don't know. Doesn't look like that was doing a huge amount of damage. He is you know,
He
600
was doing
damage
a lot
maybe.
of damage because I think he was doing a lot of damage because he's holding 200 plus damage, 200,000 plus,
Eh,
and he's definitely not playing Rushing Jadewin, right? So that's a lot of damage he's doing right now.
You
Uh,
guys need to remember that they are doing this in tier 14 gear. Like,
Yeah, that too.
it's very impressive. I pulled a million DPS here as a blood decay, but in tier 15 gear, right?
Yeah.
And you could keep these stacks for a long time, but like having these stacks for that long in tier 14
well,
gear
he's
is
still. I can't see
impressive.
the amount of stacks that we have on the paladin, but based off the damage,
We
that he's
can.
still
He
kind of.
has 5 right now.
Oh, that's the okay. The stack number is okay. I thought that was a duration. Okay, 5 stack. Wait, that means they've done a tank swap though, right?
They did. They need to at this point. This fight
I'm
goes on for too long.
I'm surprised they're not alternating stacks to try and keep them up. That's something that Selecty and I used to do. I don't know how. Maybe it's not. Like, I mean, look, maybe they're just.
No,
playing
think
it
that's
safe
they
at this
probably
point.
too
I think they
risky.
shouldn't. They shouldn't.
That's
They
too
should not
risky.
take a single risk right now.
That's true. That is a
Yeah.
good point.
That's too risky.
But so Rumi is in the chat. I just wanted to know. I forgot my question. Fuck.
Oh yeah, Rumi
Good
brought
chat.
a good point. They did a tank swap, right? They were playing double paladin at some point. They played paladin
No,
warrior, I believe.
they were playing. Well, they were playing double paladin and monk. So one of the they swapped in a paladin for dark animus. I don't know if that was done before. There's not really a reason for an extra tank before then. I don't think.
No, but I think they had prop warrior at some point, didn't they? Or am I
Not
dreaming?
sure. Actually, I remember the question I had for Rumi. Rumi, do you know
Oh.
who Midori Pal is and who the replacement tank? So we had Ken tanking in tier 14. Who is the replacement tank and who was the extra tank that came in? Camgirl, XO.
Who just pulled Ironquan? They're doing the same tank thing, but with a Brewmaster Monk.
Yeah,
Not the same value.
if you compare what's going on with who right now, if you look at the health of these mobs, this is not how you funnel.
Yeah.
These mobs are dying
Like-
way too quickly. I don't know if people are just greeding.
No, it's just because you're playing a Brewmaster and you're forced to play Russian
Oh,
Jade.
yeah,
Man.
you're
And
getting
with this
Russian Jade,
amount
yeah.
of vengeance, he's just nuking them. They're not gonna make the skip, I think.
I wonder if Ken was playing Juen on this then.
He was. He definitely was. Doing 200k damage, he definitely was. And that's what you want, right? You swap Vengeance, Taunt for Vengeance, throw in a Zwen, do whatever the max amount of damage you can, and just give it back to the Paladin that's gonna nuke the boss.
Midori is from Dice Guild. Oh, I see. Okay, so one of the pickups from Not That Bad Disband. All right, well, we're getting to the tail end of it. Honestly, I have been pretty clocked out of this race ever since the Rumu. That is an extremely, extremely disappointing way to decide the race if nothing else happens.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Numen, if they win here, it's gonna be a bit of a downer because they haven't managed to beat progress. We didn't manage to beat progress in tier 14.
Oh,
we
jeez.
we
they
came
didn't
first.
skip.
We came first in TOT.
Not even close.
We did come first in MSV, but Progress had gotten themselves banned, which, to be fair, is entirely on them, and so I think that was
That was unlucky. Let's be honest.
unlucky. That was unlucky. Yeah. How unfortunate. But
Bro,
I had a good 20 minutes in MSV. Like, don't do that.
but it is an interesting situation to be in because Numen was ahead by a minute and a half, but they did wipe on Dark Animus.
Holy shit, I need to take a shower, bro. It's so hot in here. Jesus.
We'll have a look at Progress if they end up. Progress ended up one-shotting it, right?
Yes.
Dark Animus, yes.
Progress is on Ironcorn.
Ironcorn, yeah.
And they're also doing the funnel thing. Can we big screen it? I think they're doing it
very
properly.
big Quillen. Why has they got so much bigger Quillen than everybody else? What's the deal?
So
with that?
what happens is when you kill the big guys before the boss, as Numen did,
Yeah.
if you actually wait a little bit, they start stacking this damage debuff and they grow in size every time. So this means that basically Progress has more tank damage,
Yep.
or will have more tank damage by the end of the fight, because these dogs are dealing way more damage. I think it's 50 or 100% more.
Does it matter? Because
I mean,
if you vengeance cap without it,
they have to do this. Like
Yeah.
they have to take risks now. So
mhm.
yeah. But what I mean is, does it
Uh,
matter that they do extra damage, or are you vengeance capping regardless?
Uh,
I imagine what happened is they've
I think,
pulled the trash into the boss completely, right? I can see Wei Sheng up.
Mhm.
I imagine they've nuked the mob that does the stuns and is annoying, and they're trying to skip the lightning phase. Where is the lightning phase? Is it coming 6 seconds? Are they gonna get? Yeah, they just get it. Cool.
they're good.
Tony said something
skip.
very good in the chat, very important. So
Yeah.
the damage buff that these dogs gets also heal them. So that means more
Yes,
vengeance
yeah.
for more time.
It means they stay up for a longer amount of time. I do remember that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So this means more tank damage and more everyone's damage, every like funnel
Alright.
class.
Let's swap
They
back
can
to see what
do
Numen
more
is
damage to
doing.
them.
Bit
And
of really wow POV. Enough of shoot for a
kind
little
of
bit.
impressive also that Lexilas playing a Pharaoh managed to not press trash like the guy that I used to play with.
He's pressed trash just then, right? As you said that.
Fuck.
Duranta, would you go Xuen here on this fight?
Well, it depends. It depends what you're asking him, right? Would he go Zwen on a prog fight where people are trying to funnel damage? I think that's a no-brainer, right? You would always go Zwen there. If you can't, if pressing Rushing Jade Wind is losing your group damage, then like you'd be stupid to press it.
Yeah.
That
They're all
said,
like just trying to do boss
Cheat
damage and boss
torpedo,
damage
yeah.
and boss damage.
that said, if you have the healing buff, maybe you get away with it. But they're slowly going down on Progress's side. RZX is a bit of floor POV representing the private server boys.
He's not having
Not a great
good
night.
run
He's,
here.
yeah, I think
No.
there's been a few floor POVs tonight, but it happens. You know, it's very difficult to play at your best all the time.
It's also his first race, I think.
Did he not play? In
Yeah,
tier 14?
he no, he didn't. He didn't.
He's been in a lot of PTR sessions and stuff, but I think this is his first actual race.
Well, the
That's-
one time RZX was actually playing was in MSV when the thing happened, and then he never played again.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but that's because he was there. You know, like
Oh
we
yeah, I
didn't
see.
go
I
with
see.
our original roster
Mhm,
because the raid
yeah.
opened 7
Just
hours
whoever
early.
was available, right?
We went with whoever was available. Yeah.
So this is kind of crazy what's happening right now. So it looks like Progress is pretty much catching up to who? Or is it?
Are
Is
they?
it who? Wait, no.
That's-
Is it? It is.
yeah,
It is.
Yeah, it's who. Yeah, yeah.
It is. It is.
But are they? Are they on last phase
This race,
spawn already?
They're on
race
last phase, they're on Quan.
will be decided on Leishan, for sure.
True. Yeah, Lei Shen is a. I don't even know how to describe it.
Like even the latest PTR sessions I've watched, Lei Shen P3 with tier 14 gear is not to be underestimated.
It is very hard. Yeah.
Are there beyond Lei Shen going to Raden? So we have the famous catastrophes of the private server race to world first TOT, race to realm first TOT, where both guilds in contention timed out of attempts. That means they did 30 attempts on
Really?
Raden and
Is
failed to kill the boss.
is that what happened in Misplayed One?
What are the chances of
Holy.
us seeing even a single wipe on Raden?
After
They're pretty
watching
high, I
tonight,
think.
there is a chance.
After
There is
watching tonight, there is a
but-
chance. Okay, so it hasn't been all smooth. Is there anything funky coming with Progress's strat on Raden? Have they done anything crazily different, more optimal than usual?
No.
No, just the standard.
You can,
gateway
yeah,
strats.
but it's Raden, right? You can't really go crazy on it. You have to follow the rules. You have to play like everybody plays it, or otherwise it just won't work on 25 men. Because the Vita is way faster, right?
Yeah,
So you
there
can't really
are
just-
some ways that you can change the positioning on Raden to like opt for like slightly lower uptime losses at the cost of like higher risk. But there's not, there isn't a huge amount of strategy differences that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
that
you
can
can change the orb order. You can't really do much there.
So we got Numen getting into the last phase on
Oh, they're lusting on last
twin
phase.
consorts, which has
Wait,
been
that's insane.
lusting on the last phase. I think they just want to skip the comets.
Yeah, but that's
Not the
insane.
comments. They just
because
wanted to
Progress
skip the
is-
waves, right?
yeah, but that's
Progress
insane
is
because
ahead of who?
they are on T14 gear, right? And they pushed Zwen without Lust. They completely killed her before Lulin came back.
They
That's
blasted.
actually insane.
All right, so
Wait, they're done already?
Newman kills
What?
They're
twin,
done already.
twin consorts right as Progress pulls. Honestly, I am very impressed by the amount of time that Progress has been able to catch up here with what
Holy.
3-4 wipes on Darumu due to things out of their control. That is, I'm impressed by that. That's an excellent comeback so far.
How did Progress get ahead of who? What happened?
Ahead of who?
Hello?
Uh,
Yeah,
can
they're
you-
ahead.
I
They
don't
they
know
pulled
who-
twins.
It
And
looked,
who
it looked
is
like
not
who
on twins,
just
yeah.
had a chat after Iron Crown.
So,
They just stood around.
Newman is pulling trash. Are they going to
The thing
skip
is-
this? Are they they're doing the invis Gnomish invis skip.
That's
So this
that's
trash
what I
before,
said though. That's what I said.
Oh, they have
Who is
people
not
behind them, huh?
aiming? They're not aiming for like a good ranks, right? They're aiming for like 10 to 20.
no, but they were thrust
Right,
into
so-
contention from Blizzard's lack of
True.
right
That too.
working.
But what I'm trying to say is that like they're not taking this as an actual race against the big dogs.
yeah,
So
yeah,
every time they kill a boss, they're just gonna chill, go over mechanics and all of that. You know what I mean?
yeah, true.
But
so
oh god, they
Numen-
had such a chance.
Newman has skipped all the Leishen trash, so they shrouded past one set. They have gotten rid of one of their rogues, and so they didn't have a second shroud to get past the second set. They just used Gnomish
wow.
invis to get through. That trash is
That's
notoriously deadly, especially to pugs. I wish you all the best with this trash. That's probably going to kill you every single week. Load of fun.
Lation trash incident. Who remembers that one?
Okay, so here we are on Leishen
I brought
platform.
back.
Are we pulling here? Are we going to pull as soon as he comes up? I would imagine they will. They're not going to wait a full 48 seconds for him to come back around. Here comes the dummies. Are we going to get a last on pull?
Yes,
Does
very
not.
likely.
Does not look like it.
No, I can't
So
see the.
They don't have a luster. So opting for a bloodlust.
On some PTR sessions, this fight was longer than 10 minutes.
Right. So I guess that if they're aiming for a sub 10-minute fight, then the obvious place to lust is at the end. That is the hardest of all three phases. So I'm going to have the range running away from the Thunderstruck here to minimize the damage to the raid. Not a whole lot going out.
It's interesting that Numen dropped one of their rogues
So now,
because on PDR, static shock seemed to be the biggest issue in the fight, like in intermissions, and dropping immunity classes is a bold move.
so this is
actually.
This is something I meant to ask Slickty, because I'm not aware of what the PTR was like. Was it reasonable and expected to spawn ads from bouncing bolts so that you have tank vengeance on this? Was it too dangerous? Was vengeance not worth it? And is there a reason that Numen is not doing it right now? If it was worth it, are they just playing it safe?
They're doing it somewhat, just to
Yeah, they've got
I don't know.
they've got two unharnessed
safer
powers.
portion.
Yeah, but
I
so
mean, look at damage done.
yeah, Midori Pal is doing quite a lot of damage.
Yeah. And not only the tank, but the mages should not be doing that much damage if it weren't for the ads. Because these
Right.
ads, they cast a buff on themselves that mages can spell steal, and Unholy he can also steal it. And it's
Oh,
very valuable. It's like 50% haste or 50% damage done.
well, is that
it's
why they had two up
insane.
then, one for each of the mages?
Yeah, I
They're
think
gone
so.
now.
Yeah.
They're probably going to spawn more on the next set if it does come out.
And as Slekty said, Numen can afford to go safe, so they don't really need to get like a billion ads up.
Yeah,
They just get enough.
I guess that is another important factor in the, like I say, progress is catching up, but Numen is also probably dialing back their strat to play safe and losing a bit of time in the process just to make sure they don't lose the lead.
So Othello said in chat, it's 25% damage done and 25% haste. It's an insane buff.
That is a lot of damage. You're looking at probably 50% damage from that buff.
Yeah. Just look at the mages. They're blasting.
Absolutely.
Let me see if Progress is gonna swap in some mages for Leishen. They are not.
Um,
So a quick update on progress. They're halfway through Zhuen's health, so they're probably 2/3 of the way through the fight right now.
Where is I wish Duranter was here to ask him about the Windwalker changes. Numen is actually running a Windwalker for this fight, which
Yeah,
is
so Numen has been running
kinda-
Tempest has been playing Windwalker in every single race so far. I think I don't know if
Oh,
it was
Duranter is here.
I don't know if it was the best
Um,
spec to run in race on tier 14, but it wasn't
No.
terrible.
But it kind of is now because it got like some massive changes apparently. I don't really know how Windwalkers work.
I don't think it got a
but
lot
they
of
got some
changes.
buffs.
I think that their baseline mastery got buffed by a little bit, which probably was a significant buff, but it's not overall. I don't think it's like a huge gameplay change. I think it just makes your Tiger Eye Brew stacks much stronger. So here we get Ball Lightning. So this is a very important mechanic. Wow, those absolutely fucking melted actually.
Yeah.
So the way these work is Ball Lightning will spawn on people that are out of range of the boss, as long as there is, I don't know what the amount is. It's usually, historically, it's been Super 7, so we've got 8 minimum players out. So you stand 8 people out, it will spawn Ball Lightning on them, and then these Ball Lightning will start flying all over the place, leaping onto people and doing damage. The idea behind this is you want to mass grip them and nuke them down as quickly as possible, which Numen did pretty much to perfection here. I don't think I've ever seen a Ball Lightning set go that clean on private servers. Not entirely surprising, but we're going to get another one here. So you see all the balls spawn, we get a mass grip, they all leap in, we get a leg sweep, and by the time the leg sweep is gone, all the ads are dead. Crazy.
It's I was about to say they're running
that's
one
what
DK.
I was yelling for years, bro.
Well, you know, the
I
performance of a
was,
guild is often a reflection of its raid leader. So if you have a bad raid leader,
Oh, there it is. Shoop just popped massive spell reflect right there in the XDD as well.
yeah.
Oh, warrior abuse.
And so
I
we
love
just
this class.
reflected the diffusion chain, which happens every 30 seconds. It really doesn't happen that often, actually. It is quite easy to play around if you.
The diffusion, you mean?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
here we go
they just
again.
fucked it up actually, because Shoop and XD popped it, and it's a 1 minute cooldown.
Yeah,
they
but
won't have it for the next one.
They have a third. They have a third warrior and a bunch of.
Oh, they have a
shamans
third
as backup.
warrior? I can't see the third warrior. My bad.
But I imagine, I don't know, do Ball Lightning spawn often enough for leg sweep to be up every time? They would need 2 monks, but they are running 3.
No,
so.
but they have 3. Yeah.
But you also have Shadow Fury. I think Shadow Fury is almost as good, no?
I think you can single stun it as monk if you use the statue thingy, I don't know what it's called, the stun with lower CD.
Yeah.
But for leg sweep, you
Stagger? No, not stagger.
Progress has just killed
Clash.
Twin Consorts, and they're making their
way.
way.
They're doing swaps right now, and then they're gonna pull their shit.
Yeah, they're shrouding around.
Damn, Numen actually doesn't have a lot of immunity classes. Or do they? They have 2 hunters, 1 paladin,
how
mages.
Are immunity classes? Do these static shots hit as hard as?
Well, they're
not.
Are you leveling up?
I think they're running 3 discs. Shamans can solo soak no matter what. You have mages, you have hunters. You're fine.
Question: how can shaman solo soak it? Shamanistic Rage or?
You have Astral Shift and Shamanistic Rage, yeah.
What's the play in terms of leveling up pillars? You're doing Diffusion Chain because you can essentially immune it. And Static Shock?
Yeah.
Wow, that was perfect from Numen. Holy. They completely stopped damage on boss to deal with those. No one touched the boss. That's a rare sight right there.
I haven't paid attention here too much to the rotation Numen is doing, but I know
there's a weak aura right there.
What we did.
Numen has level 3 diffusion, level 2 overcharge.
Oh, up there.
Yeah, on top of the timers there. I don't know which one is that one that has 3, but there's something else on 3.
Static Shock, Diffusion.
I actually didn't know when we were prepping this. I didn't know this, but these pillars actually level up once at the beginning of the
phase,
intermission, and then they go 1 down again.
Oh, do they? I didn't know that. All right, so here we go into final phase. It looks like they're doing a checkerboard pattern, which I haven't seen compared to like private server strats. But it doesn't really change much of how you play this fight. Just the position's going to be slightly different. So in this phase, we're going to get mechanics from the 2 pillars that are still up. We're going to get Lightning Whip from before. We're going to get Thunderstruck from before. We're going to get Lightning Winds, Ball, Lightning, pretty much all his mechanics.
Is this a visual bug or did they actually do that on purpose? Like how the room is set up?
No, they've definitely done it on
That's
purpose. It depends.
100% on purpose.
Oh wow.
Here comes
That's
Ball
very
Lightning into a
different.
death sweep, into a leg sweep. A lot of stuns go out. They really don't want these moving away, but they get cleaned up very, very quickly. I mean, unless someone drops a Thunderstruck and melee in a Stormforge special, I think this boss is going down.
Like this
Rose?
elemental shaman that is fucking close to melee right now. Holy.
It's fine. He had heaps of time. Really, he's chilling.
Okay.
Is anybody going to throw a Rose Uwu in the guild right here?
It's really unlucky. Progress has a disconnect here on Lei Shen.
Oh, did they?
Has been
Oh
dead
no.
Since pull.
Is that
might
a
cost them.
DPS or?
Now, I will be
like
asking for silence when
priest.
Raden dies. I want to hear Reli lose his shit. We will be turning the sound on. Reli was quite the character when we won the MSP race.
Well,
Let's
the
hope
renter
we
said
get it again.
Windwalker is W tier. I don't know what that means.
I think that means Windwalker. W for Windwalker.
Oh, I
They
thought
have
it meant
translation?
wanker.
Oh, we're not talking about the renter. We're talking about the spec.
Oh, I mean, could be both, right?
So here comes the last Thunderstruck. Gets baited
one-shotting-
properly. Gets baited really far away. I mean, this is just
One shot
Very
elation at this gear is something.
very well executed.
Very good job.
The thing that
Yeah.
impresses me the most is how quickly these ads die, these chain lightnings. But I don't know if that's a that is meaningful in any way, but it's something I've never.
It is. It
I've
is
never really
because
seen.
if they break out of the stun and they start jumping, that's a lot of.
Yeah, but no,
damage.
I mean, like, is it easy to do? Is it like, do you have enough damage to do that reliably, or is that like people saving damage and like properly?
No,
playing around the
it
mechanic?
feels like they have a lot less HP than what we were used to. They die very quickly.
All right, so down to Raden we
Wait,
go. Wait, what is
wait,
going on?
what?
Are they
What is?
doing?
Oh, they can't. It didn't work. It brought him back instead of going to
Teleport
Raden.
Excellent work. Another Blizzard W.
Another
Little glider
Blizz
skip
W.
here, straight in. All right, let's see what kind of strategy they use. That looks like they're using. Oh, that is a wait. Is that? That is a lot of warlocks.
That's
in
a lot of
group
warlocks
8.
for.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
for
think.
orbs.
No, there's two summon. There's a summon bot in there as well, and maybe a backup summon bot as well. I think they're only just bringing one in. But they are bringing in a warlock for the extra orb damage, affliction or destruction.
Destruction, definitely.
Destruction. Okay, interesting.
Even with high gear, athlete does not do a lot of damage on those orbs.
Progress has got Lei Shen to 55%. Well, let's have a look at who has Lei Shen to 79%. I think they might have wiped, no? Or they just pulled very late.
No, they might have.
No,
they
they
might
pulled
have.
later. They pulled
Yeah.
later.
Oh,
Okay, so Progress has caught up significantly. Honestly, hats off to them. If they kill this, no wipes. Extremely well played to come back from such a frustrating setback that is like not their fault at all.
Who has not killed this boss in PDR? So this would be interesting to see.
All right, let's see what kind of sound we're getting out of Reli. We've got just some music going. I don't know if we've got any comms. I don't believe Reli will be streaming
Yeah.
the comms unless they've changed requirements.
Yeah, I don't think he'll
Look at the
stream
damage
comms
meter,
after.
man.
Big
This,
Is that your dream?
Wait, is that elemental?
Is that your dream,
this
Lexi?
boss does not like elemental shamans.
No, this is elemental for sure. Holy. But the
Oh,
tank is
holy.
already on 400k DPS.
Holy.
That
Yeah,
hate-
I don't know.
Play DPS.
Yeah, I don't know what they did to tanks in Classic. Like
Okay,
they
so
do the damage we're used to, but they do it so much faster than we're used to.
They're doing
I
a
don't know.
very, very standard strat. So take the gate out, walk in, move back.
You know what's funny, Mauv? My
What's
guild
that?
actually used your POV from GG to figure out how to do this
from,
boss.
from GG.
Yeah, they
Are they
were.
also looking to wipe 30 times?
They were not very fond of your UI back then, but it worked.
Oh, my UI was fine, bro. In GG?
But that shit was awful,
My
dude.
UI is fine, bro. What the hell? What the helly? I'm looking over at progress. They're nuking the shit out of these bull lightnings as well, doing an excellent job at dealing with these. So for those of you that don't know, the way Raden
Oh.
works, the
Oh, no,
most
never mind.
important mechanic on 25 man is a debuff that will jump to the furthest player in the raid. So the way that you organize it is if you see that green marker where that Warlock teleport is, whoever gets the debuff is going to run to there. The raid is positioned so that they are closer to this target than the marker on the gates on the right hand side of yellow. And whoever is assigned to soak the debuff is going to take the gateway out. They're going to take the debuff, then now they're going to have the debuff. They're going to run into the green marker and bounce it to the new person on yellow. Very easy to
This
deal
is-
with. Oh, the tank goes down, but they do have a better
We have a
res.
dead
Ooh.
tank.
But
Oh.
this mechanic is very easy to deal with in a vacuum. You just don't have a lot of time to do it. And if someone messes up and the debuff goes through the raid, nobody else is able to soak it because the debuff will one-shot you if you get hit by it twice. And
Was it
raid
always
is in
5
big
seconds on 25
danger.
man?
Yeah, I think it's always been 5 seconds.
Why did it feel like half a second?
Because people suck.
Bro, to be honest, it felt like half a
this looks
second.
very easy when you have someone executing it properly.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
when you do not execute it properly, those 5 seconds feel very, very short. So here we go. We
I
got
remember-
Raden down to 60%. He's going to transition in just under 20% health.
I remember this one time in Radan where I aimed for the lock gate and accidentally clicked a health stone that was right up to its side. It was not a very good time.
This is one of the advantages in retail where you have a gateway control shard, which is essentially a bind to take the nearest gateway, which you can press.
You have that in classic as well, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, you do. But yeah, I never used it.
Do you? There
Don't
might
know
be
how
a
it
macro.
works.
There might be a macro that does the same thing.
No. You actually have the item in your bags.
Can you confirm or deny this, Selecty?
About what?
Is there a gateway control shard that you can use to take the gateway by using a keybind?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected, Zigo. Sorry for doubting you.
Oh, dude.
You have been known to fake things before, so
once, dude. Come on. It wasn't really fake because I went in there and blasted everybody's head off.
all right, here we go. We're transitioning into the last phase. This is essentially just going to be a big AoE damage phase. I don't know if there's any mechanics working here that weren't on Stormforge, Selecty.
No.
No, it just remains a big.
This is he's going into 40% phase now.
We're at 42%, I believe. Let's just refresh
That's
the stream
way
real
done.
quick.
It.
And this is essentially just a big healer check. All the healers look like they're on pretty solid mana. Probably have most of their cooldowns up. They're going to start rotating them. The boss starts doing pretty heavy ticking damage.
Yeah.
Relly
They're
goes
running
into
towards
his
the
bags,
shots.
manually uses a flask. And how far in? We are 1 hour and 45 minutes in. I think the Darumu wipes have significantly slowed this race. I think we probably would have been around the 1 hour 30 mark, which is roughly what I was anticipating. And it looks like Raden, unless something crazy happens, is going to go down without a fight. A wipe here for Numen would be catastrophic as Progress is getting ready to pull the boss. But I think there's quite little chance of that happening. Yeah, Progress is caught up again. They're now like, what, 30, 70% boss health behind. Down from 1.5 bosses at some point, I believe. So they are pulling it back, but they're just out of time, I believe.
Yeah. 1 hour and 40 minutes is kind of crazy. Like back in Mistblade, Muffin used to run a couple bugs that did this raid in like 20 minutes, 15. It was insane.
We're going to turn off the stepbrother and Progress stream and just focus on this final push by Numen. Let's turn on the rally comms. Maybe we'll get some screaming coming out. This might get loud. Please cover your ears.
The odds of him turning off on comms just to scream
Oh
are
no no
pretty
no
low,
no!
I
But
would say.
we can. I think we can hear Rally, no problem. We just can't hear the rest of the guild.
Oh, I see. These warriors are putting out numbers here. God damn. Huge execute phase. Oh, are we typing in rally chat? Okay.
We're getting ready. We're getting ready to celebrate with the boys. I may not be there, but I was there in tier 14.
You're there in the spirit.
They're
Don't worry.
gonna feel good about this one. I'm sure they're gonna be feeling good about this one. Unfortunately, progress was.
This would have been perfect for character development. Like after the double bird, you get a win. That would be historical. Where the comms at? Do you have it? Oh, we do.
He's going wild, boys. What is happening on my screen? Although we're encountering some technical difficulties, I'm sorry that I cannot bring to you the wild.
Yes, man. Yes. Yeah. It's fucking easy, bro. What's so fucking easy, bro?
It's so fucking easy, bro.
And just the fact that progress was so close to them at the end of the race, even though they had all of the Darumu forced wipes, a couple forced, a couple maybe not forced, but still.
Yeah. Well,
As soon as Numen kills, progress pulls. That is
I'm
insane.
not mad that I did not race here.
Oh my god, what is going on with my screen?
I can
boys?
see. I would have gone crazy in Darumu. I would probably ask to be like swapped out because my mental would be crushed.
I would have played, but I would have definitely uninstalled after then.
It is a
Yeah.
horrible way to lose a race. Horrible way.
Let's get the who in progress screens
Yeah.
only.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
We're gonna get the progress.
Is who gonna kill Leishan?
Gonna get the progress stream up.
Oh, they wiped. Oh, they're killing it. Oh my god, they're one-shotting Leishan. First time ever. They have never killed that boss. That is impressive.
Who has never killed that boss? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, on PDR we would reach P3 with like
Oh,
5 guys alive. Oh, tank death. Oh god.
you said too much, man. They are wiping.
There's
No, they're not. They're not. The boss is dead. There's no way.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh, Roro drop! Do they have a feral druid?
Oh, they killed it.
Roro! Wait, did Lex get a Roro?
Bro, did who get a Roro? There's no way they got
Who
a
got a
Roro.
Roro, bro? Who got a Roro?
No, bro. One of the guys that was forced to swap into Ellie Shaman was crying that he wasn't they didn't let him play Feral.
He'll be right.
Oh,
dude.
that
There's
must-
many more pools.
that- Oh god.
And
that's
think about it. You
must
don't
hurt.
need. You don't need a Thunderforge piece. You don't need a Thunderforge
They
piece.
got an
Yeah,
Xander on the Warlock here.
All right, so we're gonna shift. We're gonna watch Progress kill this, and we'll see if we can get a couple of people in on stream for some interviews. Unfortunately, the desk is not set up for interviews, so we're gonna lose Ziggo and Slekty in some way, shape, or form.
What?
We might get disembodied versions of them.
You are losing me. You are losing me to my bed anyway.
I'm losing you to your bed. That is fine. We'll go have a quick chat to some of these people, and then if Unfell is still streaming, we'll probably chuck it over to him because I do
Can we
need to head
get
to bed as well.
Relly?
We'll go. I'll try get Relly. I'll start sending out some messages once the progress kills their boss. In fact, I might start messaging now. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Is the Warcraft logs rankings up, or does that take time?
I'm not sure. Not sure at all.
Progress. Let's see. So, yeah, no, you can't really tell. Oh, you can. So, Numen, who or Progress can get the second spot here. Maybe Progress wipes, hopefully.
No, I
Let's
think
see.
there's not a whole lot of chance that progress is going to
excuse me?
wipe.
Oh, I mean, I gotta cheer for my guys. You know what I mean?
We don't wipe on bosses that actually work.
Nope,
True.
nope,
Okay,
I
fair
can't
point.
have
Fair
that,
point. Fair point.
Relly is having the time of his
Both
life over there in the corner.
both 10-man racing guilds are also in Lation at the same time, but unfortunately, no one cares about 10-man. I'm sorry.
Garth, they're doing the same basically. Well, what they are basically doing the back in the day method strat. It's more or less the same.
Oh
You're
wait,
just
where
behind
did
rate,
progress go?
instead of to the side?
Why is this bugging
Can the
out?
plasma physicist figure out how
Sorry
to
guys, we were having some technical
use
difficulties.
OBS?
My bad.
PhD, by the way. Basically, this last boss is just very boring, in my opinion.
There is not a whole lot going on, but out of solidarity
Yeah.
for the trials and tribulations that progress just has to have gone through because Blizzard couldn't get their game in order.
Oh,
We got a tanked. Have we got a failed Vita?
Vita. Yep, Vita on tank.
It's fine. It can be fixed.
Oh,
Yes,
they
this
got
can
it. They
be
got it. They got it.
All right,
They fixed it.
They pushed. The Vita is gone.
Yeah, they phased. It's okay.
Holy.
Oh, the Pharaoh is
Oh.
blasting, dude.
That's what we're here for, dude. This is the feral. I think this is the single best feral fight in the game.
Are we getting a
Lation is also quite good, but there's a lot of cleave that other classes benefit from. Whereas here, it's very very single target focused. Jinrock is also quite good.
Yeah, and Feral, like this fight is single target, but Feral with Soul Swap can also help with the orbs. So it's just like very good on this fight.
My God.
Oh, what's going on there?
Oh no, I've lost the fucking
Okay,
stream
stream bricked.
again, bro. What?
Stream bricked.
Oh, this is so trash.
I know, like, I don't know, like seeing Numen celebrate, of course, this is relieving and you put a lot of work in that and you won, but like this is
No, I mean
such
it's not a way.
nightmare
It's not a
for
way anyone.
everyone included.
It's not a way that anyone wants to win. At the end of the day, a win is a win, but it's it is definitely like doesn't feel as good as if they'd won on an even playing field. I think Progress pulled off an amazing recovery with very little mistakes afterwards. Numen did wipe to Dark Animus, but
Oh, but they wiped once, right? And Progress
yeah.
wiped what, like 3 to 4 times in Darumu?
Oh, on Darumu, no, yeah. Progress had multiple more wipes, but I mean, after Darumu, once they cleared Darumu, Numen did wipe to Dark Animus. They had a very, very bad Dark Animus pool, and they lost quite a lot of time on that. That would have like, if everything else had stayed even, Progress would have pulled ahead at that point, and it was anyone's game.
Oh.
All right, there
Close
goes
call there,
Raw
close call.
Den. There goes Raw Den.
Oh,
Oh,
I
we
just
have
remember I
shoot.
gotta pick up the legendary quest. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think I'm not
Alright.
rating.
Let's go back to Numen.
Numen. We need to
So
watch
the race,
who, bro?
decided in the end. Well, decided. Who knows what would have happened in the end? But it looks like a very significant portion of the race has been decided by a bug from Blizzard yet again. Not the first time this has happened. Probably not the last. But disappointing every single time. I think disappointing every single time.
I'm curious as how Siege race will go. What bugs will we encounter? That's gonna be interesting in like 7 months when it happens.
It's going to be interesting how many people are willing to put in the hours after seeing this.
Yeah, that is true.
This could have happened to anybody. Like both Numen and Progress could have wiped
Yeah.
6 times over on Durumu, and who would
Absolutely.
have taken the race? Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, who is cleaning up on Radan now? They're about to enter final phase, and it'll be a home
They're getting rank 3 world. That's insane, bro.
If it's true what Zigo says, and we have a guild that never killed Lei Shen on PTR, getting in 3rd place, that's actually really impressive.
That's impressive, yeah. We killed. I don't think we even killed Durumu in PTR because it didn't work, and we just didn't care about it because it was just a waste of time. The guild almost fell apart in Latian Prague in PTR because we couldn't make it. It almost died. Bro, this is such a good run from them. I'm so what's the word? Yeah, I don't know the word. Fuck it. I'm proud of them. Yeah.
All right. My alarm is going soon. I need to head off.
Well,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you for tuning in. Thank you for participating, Selecty. Pleasure to have you. It was a blast. A lot more fun than doing this by myself. We had a lot of good insight.
See you on the next mob server.
Yeah, see you in Stormforge
Halo
Wrath
7.
next week.
RIP Elvenhall, guys. See you soon.
Yeah, RIP Elvenhall. All right, we
Well,
lost Ziggo Cam as well. Oh no, no.
Yeah, no, it's yo, I'm under the desk. I'm under the desk. What the fuck? Why am I so small? But yeah, I'm gonna head out a bit. I need to go cheer with the guys, celebrate a little bit, and I'll be back.
Enjoy.
See you later, bro.
All right, guys. I'm gonna see if I can possibly get someone in for an interview, but we're currently getting dono walled rather hard. I think Shoop has already been interviewed by Unfault, so he probably won't want to go again. Maybe we can get Ken in. See if Ken is here to have a chat. If I can remember what his bloody Discord name is. I'm going to close the progress streams so I can actually have something up over here on my screen. Show who? Now we can zoom in on who. There you go. Looks like they're cleaning up Raden about to die. I will start reading chat a little bit more right now, guys.
I'm back sooner than I wanted. As soon as I joined, they wiped.
Wait, they wiped! No way! You made me look away!
As soon as I joined,
Not
they
like
wiped.
this! Not like this! Boys!
Bro.
Boys!
So what happened? I got some insider information. What happened is, after Lei Shen, apparently, the Warriors forgot to swap back from mass spell reflecting. They had no Vigis, and tanks just fell apart.
Oh no!
Oh god,
no.
dude! There's no way. Yo, can you fix me? I look like I'm a midget, bro.
Nah, there's no fixing you, bro. Hold on, let's try fix this.
I'll stand up. Maybe that helps.
No, come back. I need you on the screen. Where are you? You've disappeared, bro.
Oh yeah, I disappeared. What the fuck?
There you go. Mostly back.
By the way, RZX, you should be proud about the race.
Yeah,
Even though you guys had
RZX,
the
honestly,
Darumo
like,
things,
it's wild how much time you guys managed to catch up after wiping what, like 2-3 times more than Numen. I don't know how that must have felt, but I would be fucking fuming.
yeah, but like it was close. Even though you guys wiped like 2 or 3 times more, you guys still like pulled the boss as soon as they killed it. This is like what, 4 minutes? Not 4, maybe less even. Still impressive as fuck, in my opinion.
Alright, I'm getting dono walled by everyone for an interview, unfortunately.
Dono walled?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably all very busy celebrating.
Yeah. Where's Enfall, though? Maybe?
Unfall did not play in the race. He is casting.
Oh, I mean, we can get some
4 wipes and 3 at least for due to bug. I should have pulled the double bird right now. I can jump in soon, I guess, if you want. Yeah. Come in.
Sure.
Send me a Discord DM, and I'll add you to the call. I'll give you a call. I think Ziggo might have to bounce. I don't think I can call with Ziggo in the group.
Oh, another tank death. Oh.
Another tank death from who?
You can just add him, I think. Can I do that actually? Let's see. Add friends, RZX. Oh, we're not friends, RZX. What the fuck? Where is
Enjoy
he?
to Castamate, you weren't even playing. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Casta joins is like, yo, chat, what's a good keyboard, bro? I'm looking for one. I need a keyboard. Where the fuck is he? Can you message me, RZX? I don't see you, bro. Yoru.
I'll see if Nexa wants to come in as well. Unfortunately, I don't think I covered Nexa POV. I was supposed to, but his stream wasn't up. And then we just had RZX and Lex.
Yeah, I don't know where RZX is, but soon.
He said soon. Oh no. Are we getting another wipe from who? Is this Steep
It
Hill?
might. Oh god, not the steep hill,
Who?
bro.
Guys,
not the
you have
GG.
limited attempts. You're 2 down. 2 down.
Not only that, but is anyone catching up? According to Warcraft logs, no one.
All right,
What?
I'm gonna give Nexa a
Maybe.
call. Hold on, I'm gonna have to ditch the call, Zigo, but I'm gonna go give Nexa a
Just
call.
add him into this
No, I
chat.
can't. You can't. All right, just gonna wait for him to pick up. Holding. Toxic. Yeah, but the way Discord works, Zigo, is just not great. Not much you can do about it, guys. Man, how does Unfold do it, man? It's so difficult sitting here waiting for like someone to pick up. You're just like waiting. Gonna keep a lookout on who going for the third pull. Hopefully they down it this time. Let's have a look at where some of the competition is at. Step Brothers is on Lei Shen. Nexus says coming soon. All right, we're gonna get Nexus soon. Hello.
Hello. What's up?
Welcome. That was a very unfortunate race, I think.
Yeah.
Hate to see it. I don't think I need to explain my thoughts on it. I think everybody's seen my thoughts on it in the past in Tier 14. Can you just give everyone on the stream just a quick introduction to who you are, who you played for? People don't know who you are.
Sure. So, hello everyone, hey guys. I'm Nexer. I'm currently the main tank for Progress. I've been playing in the guild for a while. In the past, you've probably seen me on the Shadow Priest in Wrath of the Lich King. I'm usually a caster DPS, but for this expansion, I have a role tank. And yeah, that's it. I think is the important bit.
So were you main tank this run? I didn't keep as much of an eye on Progress as you probably deserved, but what kind of role were you doing in this raid so far, and what classes did you play in this run?
Yeah, I would say I was the main tank. I played a Plot Paladin.
Yeah.
And our second tank was a Guardian Druid.
Yeah, you were doing.
And yeah, I've only played Plot.
Doing lots of damage on most of the fights. I was quite surprised by the numbers actually, the amount of damage you were able to pull in this level of gear. Not sure if there's major differences to private server, but it looks pretty solid. Okay, let's.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. So on a lot of the fights, we abuse the fact that Protpala can funnel a single target into the boss without killing all the ads.
Yeah.
You can just spec single target Avenger Shield and single target Holy Breath. So if you look at Ironcon, we essentially kept the trash alive for the entire fight.
Yeah. And you also kept the healing mobs in, so the trash lived a lot longer than
Yeah.
Numen did. I don't know if that was because they were ahead and they were just playing it safe, but yeah, there was huge DPS from the tanks on that fight. I don't know how much of it went into the boss. I don't know how much you were getting like passive.
Quite a
cleave.
lot. We
Yeah.
were limiting the amount of AoE with
Yeah.
it.
Were you
Quite a
running
lot.
the glyph shield as well?
Yes, of course.
Okay, yeah, cool. All right, well that was insane amount of damage. Speaking of Prop Paladin, how much do you think the changes, the reversion of the buffs from 5.4 really affected it, specifically to Grand Crusader, like reverting back to a TOT era Grand Crusader instead of the one that we had for tier 14?
Yeah, right. It's a huge nerf.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting nerf as well because I feel like it's such a targeted nerf at tactics like this, where you just pull like infinite amount of mobs into
Yeah.
one boss, and then just do crazy amount of damage. And for the casuals, it's actually arguably a slight buff on single targets because sometimes you just spend time not tanking the boss, you don't get your resets, and this way it allows your Crusader Striker to at least sometimes give you resets.
Yeah,
So I think it's a very interesting change, but it's definitely a pretty big nerf on multi-target. Like
Right.
it's very noticeable.
But on raw single target, is it a damage buff? Is it like, because you don't end up parrying and dodging all that much as a paladin. You still have a decent chunk of it, but I think shifting it into Crusader Strike is probably better on single target when you're not able to funnel, right?
Yeah, so it's not a damage buff on single target where you're tanking the boss the whole time. But if you spend a considerable amount of time off tanking, then it's arguably a slight buff.
Okay, yeah. All right, and then obviously on fights where you don't have enough ads, so I imagine on Ironcon you probably didn't have too much trouble with procs, but on say Dark Animus that would have changed a lot, I imagine.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it on like smaller mob counts. But even on Ironcon, sometimes you don't get a proc for like 6 or 7 seconds.
Yeah, okay,
Which
really.
is crazy considering how many ads are hitting you,
Yeah.
right?
I guess in terms of defensiveness, it's not that bad because you're still getting all your Crusader Strikes in and your judgments to fill the gaps. But yeah, in terms of damage, you're probably suffering quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a big nerf, I would say.
Okay, it's about the elephant in the room. What happened on Darumu? Was it something you were expecting? Was that something you were worried about? What run me through that?
I mean, yeah, we were obviously worried about it because we didn't really get a ton of practice on Durmo on the PTR. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, no one did because it was completely bugged. But they haven't fixed any of the bugs. So the maze was still bugged. The red ad not spawning sometimes was still bugged. The yellow or blue ad sometimes spawning without revealing them was still bugged. And then the maze pattern was also bugged.
So what was bugged
So-
about the maze? Because we obviously we were very aware of the light spectrum bug where the red ad just wasn't spawning and you were just wiping to literally nothing. That really hurt to see. It was kind of exciting when Numen wiped. They wiped slightly before you did, but then you guys caught up to roughly the same place and you wiped. And essentially at that point, I believe you were about a minute and a half behind, which wasn't insurmountable. I think the way you guys caught up in the rest of the raid would have made that a very interesting race if that hadn't happened. But you were then reset, and then Numen killed it the next try. It didn't bug again, and you guys got what, 2-3 more pulls where it bugged until you were able to
I think
kill
we
it.
got 4 wipes on it compared
Yeah.
to Numen is 1 wipe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what was the bug with the maze then? Because I personally didn't see that. I wasn't aware that there was a bug with the maze.
So the issue with the maze is, you know how you're supposed to get the safe spot before the old spot disappears. So you
Yep.
always have like a movement pattern where you can move. So sometimes the safe spot doesn't get revealed until the previous spot disappears.
Okay.
So this essentially means everyone is taking damage until a safe spot is revealed.
And
So you
does
cannot do
it
the maze without taking damage.
does it just not visually disappear so you don't take damage if you run ahead, or like what's the deal?
Oh yeah, you absolutely take damage. Yeah, it's not a visual bug.
Okay, so it's
It
not a
actually
visual
does
bug.
damage.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Fortunately, I think the maze isn't too bad. You can kind of deal with that with the healing because there's not a whole lot going on, but obviously not great.
Yeah, it's one of the smaller issues. It's not a game breaking bug, but it's kind of annoying because it forces you to
Yeah.
commit healing cities where you shouldn't have to.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not a big deal.
Yeah. So long story short, you guys ended up 3 pulls behind out of that. essentially a boss and a half behind, and I believe that you killed Raden. You had Raden about 50% ish when Numen killed it, so a pretty
Yeah.
big comeback. I don't think you guys had any major wipes after Darumu. Numen did wipe on Dark Animus, which
Oh, they
probably
did.
yeah. So I
On
don't know
full,
if
I
that
guess.
was I don't know what that was due to. I think we were looking at you guys while that was happening. It just seemed to be going very cleanly. I believe one of their tanks died. I think it was probably a tank stack issue, either a massive golem stack issue or maybe the main tank orbs didn't get cleared. I'm not sure. I'll have to see what happened with them later. But
Yeah.
how were you guys feeling coming out of the room, and like how did you guys keep it together? Because I know in my situation that would have been an extremely difficult thing to keep playing after such a gigantic setback, completely out of your control.
Yeah, that's a fair question. I mean, I would say obviously I cannot talk for myself, but I'm pretty sure all my teammates, all my guildmates are pretty experienced. It's not their first rodeo,
Yeah.
so it's not over until it's over, as they say. That's the mentality you gotta keep. So yeah, I mean the first wipe on Durumu set us back a little bit, like mentally, but you just gotta get it together and go again, and go again until you get it right, and then never give up because who knows what can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good way to dealing with it. Were you aware? Like, was the raid aware of how far behind you were at that point? Did anyone tell you, or was it just because I know on the
Yeah,
side of
we were.
Numen, no one's told us in the past, or at least in tier 14, no one chats about where we are in the race. I imagine that's more or less the same thing for progress in normal circumstances. So you don't change your playstyle that much based on where you are, unless there's some like really risky strats that you have to do to catch up. Um, so you were aware, okay? Because I know it's
Yeah,
it's
we
it's
knew.
significantly harder to play from that situation as opposed to in a vacuum. Personally, for me, I think it puts a whole lot of unnecessary pressure on the team, but it's also something that everybody's wondering. I imagine after 3 wipes to a bug, you want to know. Like it, I would imagine it's very similar to how I felt on Sulong when the Druid healing strat got nerfed, and I'm sitting there doing 0 HPS, and I'm wondering, did the other guilds do this? Are we getting cucked and they've just won just based off this one change? And I imagine it's a very
Oh
similar
yeah.
feeling.
We had the same reaction on Tulung. I think my heart like dropped a bit when I saw
Yeah,
the boss have not moving
yeah,
whatsoever. I was like, "Fuck, man! I can't believe it's over."
yeah. I didn't even notice at the time because I was just like I practiced it so much. I was just very confident with it, and I wasn't even looking at the meters, and it wasn't until like 30, 40 seconds in after like 2 shroom blooms that they were like, it's not working, and I'm like, shit, my stamens, man, what the fuck? But yeah, okay. Well, I mean, honestly, I was very, very impressed, and I think Slekty and Ziggo, who were casting with me, were all very impressed at the amount of time you guys managed to scrape back. Obviously, I think Numen was playing a little bit more chill, just being very safe and to make sure they didn't lose the lead. But
Yeah.
you guys clawed back a shit ton of time. You didn't make any major mistakes. I think everything went relatively clean, and I think you guys played excellently. I think it's very, very, very sad that the race is decided. Well, I'm not going to say decided. We don't know what could have happened, but based off how each group played after Darumu, I think you guys were very, very, very capable of taking this one. Um, and unfortunately, we'll never know until we'll have to get a rematch in Siege.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm pretty proud of my boys. I think we played really well. Like everyone, DPS, healers, tanks, everyone involved. I think we had a really good run. It's just unfortunate that we didn't quite get the win.
Yeah. Well, Blizzard takes it away from you. Much like I
Yeah.
guess similar to Dragon Soul a little bit with the stomps. All right,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut you off there. We're gonna get Shoop in. I do need to head to bed soon, but excellent work, guys. Honestly, very impressive comeback at the end, and very unfortunate for you guys. I think you guys played extremely well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
No
you. And
worries.
yeah, we live and learn.
Yeah. Have a good
All
night.
right. Have a good one. See ya.
Yo,
Yo. Who?
what's up? Yo,
Winner
what up, my boy?
POV. Do you mind giving
Yes,
a
sir.
quick intro of who you are for the stream for the people that might not know you?
Yes, sir. I am Shoop. I've been playing with Numen ever since tier 11 of Cataclysm. Joined about midway through. Didn't race tier 11, but I raced Firelands and onwards. So yeah, I've been playing with them for over a year at this point, and have won about, what is it? 4 world first titles with them now.
Shoot,
And I play Wur.
I think it's a lot more than a year, mate. I think it's getting on.
Maybe
3
it's more
years
than a
now.
year, bro. I don't know. Time flies. Time flies.
All right, so well, let's start off with how did Newman's run go in terms of what you guys had prepared versus what actually happened? Was there any like major fuck ups on your end? We'll avoid mentions of Darumu for now. Talk me through it.
Honestly, everything went really well. Up until Darumu, everything went really, really well. I think the scariest part we had was up until like the tortoise pull we did. That was really scary.
Yep, I did see that.
Because
I was quite impressed by that. So do you know Progress did not? They opted to play the safe one and kill it by itself without the boss.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. That was something I actually was curious if they were going to do. But because they historically in tier 14 they did opt to like do bigger pulls and stuff like that. But here
Yeah.
they went for a safer route, which is interesting. But yeah, no, we like essentially that pull is really free as long as people just focus their targets. But if one kick goes through, everyone gets silenced, and then it's up to if a kick were to go through, then it's up to melee to kick all their signs. But it can turn really scary really fast if people just don't interrupt their targets. Because essentially, one of the big bats, the larger bats, there's about 7 of them, and they cause an AoE silence that will silence their entire raid if a cost goes through. So we have 2 or 3 people assigned to each bat that they have to interrupt that bat, and if they don't, it's really wipe.
Yeah, especially if it happens during a boss mechanic, and then you just guaranteed
Exactly.
wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was definitely something that we were interested in looking on the stream. Who was going to do what? I think Slekty, who's casting with us, had some insider information on whether or not Progress was going to do it. So it was interesting that Progress opted for the safe play. The interesting thing was I don't think it gained you guys nearly as much time as I was expecting. I think you guys pulled ahead maybe 10 to 15%, but Progress did claw back some of the boss damage.
Yeah, I
after
feel like our
pulling.
kill was pretty slow. I feel like we've had faster kills on PTR. I'm unsure why that is. Maybe we just had worse turtle damage jump up time on the boss.
Yeah,
I'm
perhaps.
unsure, but yeah. Do you know how much time it saved like in total, that pull?
I honestly haven't looked into it too much. I don't know how much time you actually saved. I believe you pulled the boss 15% ahead of Progress.
Okay.
And you got to the bats. It was quite close at the time. There wasn't a whole lot in it. So I think you guys gained about 15% boss health before Progress pulled the boss. But I think that they maybe pulled the boss with like better single target or something that made them clear it, or maybe their afflictions got better trinket uptimes or something. Something changed. But honestly, like up until Darumu, you guys were pulling ahead slowly but surely. I think you were maybe about a minute 20 ahead once you guys hit Darumu.
Yeah.
You guys wiped, which was at first extremely exciting because we were not expecting a wipe, but we were aware of the bugs on Darumu, and it was very quickly obvious with the red beam flying around a bit headless that something was going wrong. And then Progress wiped right afterwards. So essentially at that point, the advantage had been completely nullified, which was a pretty sad situation to be in for the race to be, equalized by a bug. But then you guys killed it on the next pull. You didn't get that bug again, and Progress wiped 3 times more before they were able to kill it.
That is just crazy. That is fucked up.
From that point on, the race was relatively disappointing. I don't know if you guys played badly on any of the other bosses. I noticed you guys did wipe on Dark Animus. Do you know what happened there? Can you walk me through that?
Honestly, it was really chaotic because a lot of mistakes happened at the same time. I think someone died with their ad, and then that did a chain reaction, and then we had to burn a bunch of CRs. And then people just played bad with animaphons. I am the biggest culprit for playing bad with animaphons. I took the most damage from animaphons in both pulls, and I died and then got rezzed and died instantly to Animal
Yeah.
Hunt again.
That
That
was-
was my like a huge personal error and my biggest mistake I've ever done in any race before.
I did. That was there. You were front and center at the time when that happened.
Yeah.
But it is not that crazy when you die to something like that and you take the res to just like tilt for like 3 seconds and then just die to the same thing. It definitely
Yeah,
happens.
but
It's not-
still, it's just like that's gonna like stick with me for a while. But honestly, it's one of those. It's just a learning thing for me. I think at this point because, I knew going into that fight, I historically had issues with animafonts on that fight because I find them really hard, really difficult to see. They're not the ground is red.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
flat. They're flashing red. This is not an excuse. I'm just explaining why I have a hard time seeing them. But I went into the fight not really focusing on them, even though I knew I had a hard time with them, focusing more on my damage output. When really the fight just comes down to not dying and dodging the animafonts, and I should have focused more on that. So
Yeah.
that is my bad.
I mean, I
Especially
get where
because
you
I'm
come
technically
from.
bad.
I have similar issues with it, and I think part of the problem is because there's so little going on that fight. All you're really doing is DPSing and dodging the animafonts, and it's very easy to like just kind of not respect the animafonts as much as you
Yeah.
should.
Very true, actually. Yeah, it requires like a lot of mental discipline to sit there and only look at animafonts and not care about your DPS and only
Yeah.
because it's such a tedious mechanic if you do the fight.
Absolutely. And I think it depends on. I don't know how much of how much this was a problem in the on classic, but I know on private servers, for example, there was lots of situations where like the terrain would be like slightly bumpy, and sometimes it would like 3/4 of the font is just not showing. I don't know if that was the case on classic.
I did recall people saying that was an issue, but I didn't experience that personally in Melee because
Yeah,
I
okay.
wasn't where the bumps were, so I have no idea myself.
And then also there's a lot of people walking around, a lot of big mobs flying around. The boss itself is pretty big and swings, and it's very easy to miss these on the ground sometimes.
Yeah.
So it is disappointing when it happens to you in a race. I
Yeah, I
imagine you
mean,
weren't
you can
feeling
be-
great at the time.
There's so many reasonings as to like why you could say died. It wasn't that as bad as it was, but at the end of the day, I died. I shouldn't have died. It was avoidable. Other people didn't die as much as I did. I should have just looked at it more. And in the future, when I know I historically have an issue with a mechanic, I will just focus on that mechanic and not fuck it up.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. In a couple of weeks, you'll have enough health to just berserker stance and stand in all of them, and you'll be just chilling.
That is true. That's gonna be my guide.
All right. Well, how do you feel about the win after that? So, like, I think aside from Dark Animus, it was mostly clean, and you guys had a gigantic head start. I imagine that you guys, well, I'm from the plays that I saw, I think you guys were probably playing it a little bit safer after that. Is that true, or is you were just steaming ahead as planned?
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Like after you got past the Rumu and you guys were so far ahead of progress. Firstly, did you know how far ahead you were? Did anyone tell you, or did they keep it quiet?
we were told when we killed it that they had wiped again, so we knew that we were ahead, and we opted to play more safely because of that on multiple bosses. We decided to play less for it. We killed ads a bit earlier on Ironcon than we usually do. We killed ads earlier on Council and also on Lei Shen. We did less tank funnel, but just opted for more safety, so we wouldn't.
Yeah. So was the original plan to have like lots of bouncing ball ads up for more tank funnel and I believe spell stealing on the mages as well?
Yeah. Essentially, up until the final phase of the boss, in the last phase when there's a lot of raid damage, that's when we just say fuck it. But yeah, we after we had like, I don't know, if the boss dropped to like 80% HP, we just said fuck it, no more ads. We just killed them all, and we just killed the boss because we're so far ahead.
Yeah. Okay. And then nothing went wrong on Lei Shen, nothing went wrong on Raden.
Nope.
I was pretty stoked at how quickly the ball lightnings died in a single stun. I don't know if that was difficult to pull off. But
the first one, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you saw the first ball lightning we did. That died in a global. I
Yeah,
wasn't able to get more than
well,
one Bladestorm off. One single Bladestorm.
a lot of them just died extremely quick. I don't think a single one of them lived past the leg sweep, which is what, 5 seconds stun?
That was how it usually was on PTR too.
Okay,
We never
yeah.
had an issue with that damage, damage check. But on live, it was even crazier than it was on PTR.
Alrighty. And I guess to kind of wrap it up, like how do you feel about winning off the back of? Well, I'm not gonna say you guys wouldn't have won without it, but the Dark Animus wipe was not great, and Progress played very clean after they cleared Darumu. how do you feel about the bug influencing the race like so heavily, like it did just then?
So it obviously feels bad because it doesn't feel as earned as it
Yeah.
otherwise would have been. We don't know if the reason we died on wipe on Dark Animus was because of the tilt of the Rumu or like the
Yeah.
mental build up of that. Because me personally, I felt like my performance up until the Rumu was pretty much perfect. I did everything I wanted to do. I felt like I did my DPS output was perfect. I did everything I wanted to, essentially to the max. But then the Rumu hit. I essentially crashed out on my stream. I started yelling at Blizzard, like muted on Discord. I was like absolutely losing my mind. And then after that, I honestly got a headache. I got a migraine, and I was just playing way worse. And maybe that's just not me, and that's why we played way worse after that, because the comms got a bit more like chaotic on every single fight, and it just felt a bit more like shaky. So maybe could you blame the wipe on Dark Animus on that? Maybe. Who knows what would have happened if we both didn't wipe? Maybe they would have won. Maybe we would have won.
Well, I mean, I could.
We ended up losing. We ended up losing tier 11 due to a magma bug because I'm not sure what the bug actually was, but I think he just became unkillable, and because we wiped on them once, we wiped on him once, we didn't win over progress.
Yeah.
And if they hadn't gotten that bug in tier 11, Numen would have won every single race. So I mean, that's pretty much just, I guess, just the luck of the draw, you know. Like sometimes the bosses are just more bugged for some guilds than others.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely know how it feels. I was exactly the same way on Sulong in tier 14 when that just didn't work.
Yeah, it just feels horrible.
But unfortunately for the race on Sulong, everyone was affected equally. Here it was definitely not equal. Like wiping 3 extra times out of your control is just a horrendous way for the race to go. And honestly,
it's funny because sorry, go on.
No, go. You can finish.
I was talking with Thalash, an officer of Progress, right, but like at 30 minutes before the race, because me and him are in the same friend group that we played in an old guild called Banish back on Chazra in like Vanilla Classic. So we know each other really well. And we basically said, like, we just discussed, like, we just like baiting a little bit with the chats back and forth. We didn't actually leak any information, but we just like joking around. But we both eventually said, I wonder if they actually fixed the Rumu, because otherwise it's gonna come down to whoever can kill him. Like whoever can kill him first, because he's bugged. Like who's not gonna get a bugged pull.
Did you know that it was? Did you know it was killable? And it like didn't always bug?
Yeah, he was killable. They did fix the animation on the dark face. That will look like pretty normal. But on PTR, the animation on like the appearance of the dark shit in the dark face was like also completely bugged. We did 2 or 3 smooth runs on PTR, like full runs before it was closing, and we killed them 2 or 3 times in a row. But that was just because we got lucky, because the red spawns just spawned.
Okay.
We didn't play it any differently compared to that. We just didn't get all the red ads to spawn.
I mean, is there any, like, you can't really, I don't think you have a good enough idea of what's causing the bug to really be able to abuse it, right? It just comes down to RNG at this point.
We tried to figure it out. We tried to put the tanks. We basically like ran around in a circle with every single beam around, thinking that it was maybe on someone else, but the red beam, like the reveal on the ad was not the guy who had the red beam. We thought maybe it was like pets, or maybe it was like a totem, and we removed everything, and we did like so many different things, but we just came to the conclusion that the boss is just bugged, and there's nothing really that. There's no consistency to it, but maybe we just didn't, you know.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly your job to work out why something's bugged. You do like however many PTR sessions, you would expect that things that get reported would get fixed, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. And I mean, I don't think we need to talk about it anymore. I think it's been discussed to death on this channel, and people are well aware that this is a big problem, and that Blizzard really needs to step up so that this doesn't happen.
I was told by I was told that like the GMs were literally looking at the rumor. They were looking at like top guilds, and they were asking them, you know, like what is bugged, and then they came and looked at them in game. So it's crazy to me that it's still bugged, even though they extended the PTR. And this was the first day of the PTR. They were looking at the rumor as the first boss they wanted to fix.
Right, so this
but they just weren't able to fix it
from the beginning. I mean,
it's been bugged from the beginning.
That sounds like they're putting in a lot of effort to fix it, and they maybe don't have the manpower to actually like diagnose. Like, it must be some weird bug that they
Yeah,
find it difficult
100%. They
to.
just don't have the resources. And it's nothing against the developers.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing when I went on my stream. It's nothing to the developers. I think they did a fine job, except for the lack of communication. If that's up on them, maybe that's like a Blizzard thing. They're not allowed to communicate.
Yeah,
But
I know. I know.
the
if
company how
as,
it's ran is just horrible.
as far as I've had a chat with Zyrene quickly about that, the developers have nothing to do with the public releases that go out. It's a different department. The devs are not happy about that either, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, that makes sense.
But yeah, so I think we'll probably wrap it up here. Congratulations again, another win. That's quite a lot in the bag, and I guess the second one, I don't know if we count MSV, but the second one of the expansion.
Yeah.
Progress not really in it again. This time not through fault of their own. It's not like they got banned this time. So let's hope that we get a good rematch in Siege. Because
100%.
Siege is a good raid, on par, I would say, with TOT. About as long. So, it's not over in 20 minutes like some raids were this previous tier. So that should be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what the future brings. Thank you very much for hopping in. And I will let you go get some, well, you're probably not going to go to sleep yet. The adrenaline's probably pretty high still.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit hard to sleep. I want to go sleep in a little bit. But thank you very much for having me. Thank you for inviting me on your show.
No worries. Thanks for coming on. Have a good night.
You too, bro.
All right, guys, that was Shoop from Numen. We're going to bring in RZX, and then I will try and see if we can get someone from who. And maybe someone from, I was going to say someone from Step Brothers, but it looks like they're still struggling on Lei Shen, so they might not be in just yet. Let me give a call to RZX. Have a call. Yo.
Yo. What's up?
All right. Shall we get Ziggo in as well? Actually, do you want to hop into the Spectrum Discord? Then Ziggo can join us. I think Ziggo's
Sure.
been
Fine.
hopping in, really wanting to get in.
Sure, let's do it.
All right, Ziggo, just join us when you want. All right, so we're here with RZX. Do you want to give a quick introduction of who you are to the stream?
I'm a private Brandy. Nah. But I'm playing for Progress I joined at the very last weeks of tier 11. And then it has been my actual first race with them. So,
Tier 11 or tier 14?
No. Tier 13, sorry.
Okay, so you joined at the end of Dragon Soul. You didn't race. You were part of the guild, but didn't race in tier 14.
I went in for so long, actually.
Oh, okay. As what? As a druid?
Pressure druid, yes.
No way. One of us. One of us.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. So not the most successful race, that one. I mean, I guess you won that race. So
yeah.
Not the highest impact race for you then, but
yeah, I can actually tell you that my guild still laughs at me because I was actually full panicking when I saw the HP of the mouse not moving at all.
All right, we got Ziggler back.
Hello.
I was like, oh no, like my heart sunk there. But yeah.
Well, I feel like you haven't had much luck. If this is if your first race was Sulong, which got fixed without any mention from the devs, and your second race you get Darumu'd and lose the race because the boss hasn't been fixed.
Yeah, I'm cursed. What can you say?
You might be getting kicked from the guild. They might not want you anymore. I'm not,
You what?
It's surely my fault, right?
But let's get into some of the details. So this being your first, I guess, major race with Progress, how did it go in terms of? Well, let's start with the guild as a whole. How did the race go relative to how you'd prepared, ignoring obviously the Darumu problem?
I mean, it wasn't that bad really. Like I think everything except the rumor was actually smooth, especially Lei Shen. But yeah, maybe Raden was a bit sloppy.
Okay, what happened on Raden? I think did you have a tank death?
Yeah, Nexter died, I think, and we had an orb reset when we weren't supposed to.
Okay. But you ended up killing it in one pull anyway.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
it
sent.
didn't really change that much. So altogether, a good. You guys did essentially what you wanted to do. You played
Yeah,
you played
pretty much.
you played it as you trained for it, and everything went relatively well. And at the end of the day, the thing that cost you the time was essentially Darumu. Then
Yeah,
okay,
pretty much.
I
DA
mean,
was really clean, I think, as well. So yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw it.
Well, we didn't look at you nearly as much as you probably deserve because of how
It's
far
fine.
ahead Numen was. So I'm not sure on the details, but overall, it looked like you guys had very clean pools, and you caught up very well to Numen after Darumu. So if I was to guess, both groups being even and no Darumu bug, I think you guys probably
know.
would have caught up somewhat to Numen, but then Numen would have also done some riskier strats. But I think the wipe on Dark Animus probably would have ended up deciding the race.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I'm not entirely sure. Like it is just about checking the times, which I haven't yet, like properly.
Yeah,
It is what it is anyway. Like they still got the W.
yeah,
It is what it is.
but it is a shit way for it to go.
Yeah, of course. Like I don't think I would be proud if they were in my situation, at least.
Yeah,
But
I
not as
think
proud.
it's a little bit of a poisoned win. You feel good about winning, but it has the bit of a sour taste in your mouth because it's these big things happen that don't really like
Yeah, exactly.
that you don't have control over. But I think, as Shoop was saying just before, the same thing has happened to Numen in the past with things like Magmor on tier 11, and it's just honestly it's just really sad as spectators and as competitors when things like this happen. It's not a good look for the
Yeah.
game, and it feels bad for everyone involved. I think it really took a lot out of the race when we saw how far behind you guys fell through like no
18
fault of your own.
minutes.
Was that-
18
Was
minutes,
it
bro.
that
Like,
long? Jesus.
18 minutes?
yes.
It definitely did not look like 18 minutes. What? You guys were
It
actually
was. We lost
turbo
15 minutes
close.
on the remote. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like to
No,
overall
no,
at
no, no,
the
not at
end.
the end. I think it was like 7 at the end.
Maybe less, honestly, because as soon as they killed, you guys were getting ready to pull
Yeah, right
or
about
in
pulling.
combat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very close, and that just goes to show how much of a good job you guys did. Even though you lost 18 minutes and still made it up, made all the time up back again, and almost made it to world first. That was insane to watch.
All right. Well, I guess maybe one more question. I think all the
Yeah.
progress stuff we chatted along a lot with Nexa, but as your first race, like proper race,
Mhm.
outside of the Rumi, obviously, how did it go for you personally? How do you think you performed, and how did it feel?
There are some bosses that I played really sloppy for sure, but you feel like a lot of pressure, and even though you're actually locked in once you're past the third or the fourth
Sorry,
boss,
I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt you, but Jonathan has just been punted off the platform on
No
Lei
way.
Shen. He just slowly glided his way to death.
Well, that's
Uh,
classic
and they
Jonathan.
can't even res him.
Classic fucking Jonathan. Just go
My
again.
goat, my goat, bro.
Sorry, I just that was too good to skip.
No, it is fine. I was saying that some bosses I played like really sloppy. I could have played
Yeah.
better, but there is a lot of pressure as well. It was also a long race,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
overall.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward for more for sure. If
Right.
they
So
let me.
not put off by all the issues and the struggles.
Nah, not at all.
Well, that's a good way
Like,
to look at it.
yeah,
I had a question
I
in my
still enjoy
mind that
that.
I've just forgotten. Great job, Mouth. I did see a couple of floor pops. I think you were dead on quite a lot of Iron Con. Like,
Yeah, Iron Con, I got bit by the dog and the lance. Like,
you got bit by the
yeah, it was really unfortunate. I mean, could have
Did you
saved it
just
for
get
sure.
bit, or did you
Yeah.
run out of snowballs, or?
No, I just got charged. Like, you don't press a
Oh.
snowball there at all on phone. Like, no need.
All right, well, some unfortunate incidents, but yeah, I think it is quite stressful the first time you do these races.
Yeah, for
Based
sure.
on my experience, but Did you also feel like super hyped the whole way through? Was it like a really
Yeah.
like hectic
Yeah, it is what
experience?
I
And
it is what I told you. I actually enjoyed it a lot.
yeah,
A lot.
I guess up until
Um,
Jurumu,
No,
the
even
spirits
even
were
with that,
insane.
yeah, yeah, like even with that, like I don't know, we were really collected overall, and I'm really proud about that. And yeah, it is just I don't know, it is still an enjoyable experience. I would repeat it even if I got second again, but
yeah. I think
But they
for me, it really comes down to the race itself feels really really good. It's it's an amazing experience, and there's not a whole lot that feels like that in life.
yeah,
But
not at all.
the big thing is the amount of time that goes into it, and I would for
Mm,
me the amount of practice and that stuff is not fun, and you're really just you're chasing a goal, and the race while the race itself is fun, all the preparation gets very tedious, and
Yeah.
it becomes a bit of a chore, unfortunately for me. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
know
if
what you
you
mean.
feel differently, but
I actually do because I'm so hungry. I'm still hungry, you know. So like I know I can play better. So it is just I I don't know. The most practice I get is the better.
yeah. I know. I 100% agree on that end. It's like it's all very useful, but it's not. A lot of people don't realize that it's not all fun and games the whole time. It is difficult. It can be a bit of a struggle to like even want to
Stressful.
log into PTR sometimes.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, I think I'm probably gonna call it here. I do need to be getting to bed.
Bro, what
What
about the Who player?
about the Who player? Have we got a Who player? Can you get a Who player?
Of course, man.
All right, we'll get the Who player in, but it'll be
Do we have good questions?
same questions as everybody else gets. We didn't really pay that much attention to Who, so it's going to be interesting to see kind of how the race went from their POV. Maybe a couple of questions about what happened on Raden. But if you can hit me up with a Who player, let me know. Get them to send me a DM or something so we can get them in. Is there anything else you want to say, RZX, before we hop
No,
off?
not really.
All right.
All I
Well,
want to say is that I'm really proud of the progress. Anyway.
yeah. I mean, I think amazing job, like with the catch up. After such a like colossal shit show on the Rumu
Yeah, that
from
was
Blizzard.
demoralizing. Not gonna lie.
It's difficult to come back from that.
Oh wow, it insta put me in here.
Oh,
Sorry.
good job, Zigo. All right, well,
I don't know how this
If you
this
guys-
app works,
Good
bro.
night.
but yeah, thanks for
Hey,
joining us,
guys.
RZX. Oh, he's gone. All right. Oh wait, I know this guy. Hold up.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome. I don't actually know how to say your name. Do you want to introduce yourself? Who you are?
Hey, I'm Zoo. I put leaves on people. That's kind of it.
So were you playing Resto Druid this raid? I imagine.
I
Oh.
played it for about half of it, and then I played Boomkin the rest.
Okay,
And
interesting.
weirdly enough, Mauve, he played Resto without a single stamina gem.
You're lying. That's a lie. I have spent 100% of my Resto races in stamina gems. So I don't know. Maybe
How does that
maybe-
even happen?
Maybe you're missing
Oh,
something.
did you not hear about the Tolls race incident?
No,
with the
I
Resto
did that.
Druids?
I had my my gear ready for that, and they broke it on launch day for some reason.
Yeah. Well, we worked that out midway through prog with stamina gems on our 3/4 of our healers. So that was fun. All right. So you played with who? I believe you guys got world third.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe we did that.
So I was going to say, how do you feel about that? You kind of jumped the gun, but don't believe that. What were you expecting?
I was just hoping we would clear the raid. To be honest, like we didn't kill Lei Shen on PTR. We don't private server at all. We even had a walkout right before the end of PTR, so we lost like 3 hours of time on the boss. But I was just hoping we finished the raid. I'm relieved.
Okay, so you never killed Lei Shen. Did you get him low? I imagine you got him low.
We got him to 14%.
Okay. So you never killed Lei Shen on PTR. You didn't do any private server practice.
We didn't
How
kill
much-
Jurumo as well, I believe.
Yeah, we didn't kill Darumu either.
Was that just because of the bug? Like, were you able to get clean through the mechanics otherwise, aside from that?
I don't think we made it through the maze phase a single time on PTR with 25 people alive, and miraculously today everyone lived.
Okay, so
We
a
still
lot
had the
of-
bug, like the red beam ad spawned before. We just had to like stand still with the red beam, which apparently counters the bug.
Okay, interesting. I don't know if any of the other guilds were aware of that. I assume you're aware of how badly the Darumu bug impacted the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were in my chat telling me the whole time,
Yeah.
like everyone was stonewalled there as soon as we got there.
Yeah, that is a bit of a depressing way for the race to go that in such a major way. Usually, I don't think it's quite that big. I think I think they.
It was a bad thing, but for me as like just watching like outside of the race itself and just rooting for my guys, it was very exciting because that was the point where they caught up to everyone else.
Yeah,
So that was giga hype.
were you guys aware that you were like coming second at some point? I mean, I imagine if you were reading chat, then you would have been aware, right?
Yeah. I try to like the people in raid that don't know, I don't like to tell them because for whatever reason people just get so antsy. So it's like just
I think it's pretty
focus on
normal.
it. But as soon as we killed Lei Shen,
Yeah.
people found out and our rod end went downhill because people were jittery. But
Oh, okay. So you think it might have impacted like the rod end kills?
I definitely think it did.
Okay. Because I was going to ask, like, I think I was very surprised to see you guys wiped. I think you wiped multiple times on it, right?
4
Yeah,
times,
like
I
3 or
think.
4 wipes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that? Was that like Vita wipes? What was the problem?
Yeah, Vita wipe and tank deaths
Okay.
because of the Vitas, like mostly.
Yeah.
There was an
Okay.
issue with warriors not swapping back from
Yeah, on
reflex
the
as well,
first
yeah.
poll, we wiped at 3% on the first poll, and we didn't have any Vigis. We just had MSRs.
Fair. That thanks would not be happy with that one. But so a very clean run then. Like I think did you guys even have I think you guys had a wipe at one point, right? Before
Yeah, we just had the Dark Animus wipe, but it was
Yeah.
like 30 seconds in, so it was
Yeah,
negligible
Yeah. So a
in the overall.
very clean run then. Did you have any like crazy trash skips? I think I ironically I think the only trash skips I saw before like casting was a clip of who failing a trash skip. Did
So
any-
we never did any of the trash skips successfully on PTR again, but
Yeah.
again, everyone clutched up today.
Okay.
Banged the first one out. We all hit our Gnomishes. We sapped our mobs correctly after Horadon, so we were able to walk past those mobs in stealth.
Yeah.
Again, never done that before. I did the G-Kun skip pretty easily. There was no snail on the wall when I came out of Invis Pot or anything like that. And then we did the Shroud skip to Iron Quan, and only one person died, which is our best, miraculously. I have no idea how we stepped up so much today, but we did it, and
Well, it's certainly
I'm
paid
just
off.
relieved.
Certainly paid off. Like where were you expecting to really hit? Like what was your goal in terms of world rank?
I was just hoping for a top 10 world.
Right. So like
Anything top 10 world, finish the raid.
so a huge
In,
improvement from that.
In Carl's stream, the main tank, he ran a poll in chat, and he was fine with the outcome. It was at least rank 20 world. Getting a rank 3 is insane.
We had a horrible T14 too. Like we didn't do well in any of those raids, so we had a similar PTR experience the last time, and so it's like, oh well, it's probably just going to be a repeat of what happened, but it wasn't, surprisingly. I don't know how much of
Yeah.
that is in part to Darumu being straight up bugged versus us playing really well at the end on Lei Shen. I can see like all these other guilds are still on Lei Shen,
Mhm.
which is another thing I was really worried about because we had never killed it. Like some of the other guilds, even though they put on gear and like whether they did it in 540 or 525 or 522, like they had at least gotten really deep in P3 and killed 1, 2, 3 times in some cases.
Right. So you were able to equip like high eye level gear which I don't think was that the case in the PTR for tier 14. I don't know if I can't
Yeah,
really
we could.
remember.
I don't remember if we could in T14 or not.
I think tier 14 for toes and Hoff, you had access to some higher eye level gear. Because I remember with Numen we tested without these because obviously you
Yeah,
don't wanna
we
be getting a
test them as much of the natty gear as we can.
Yeah, but I guess if you're struggling to kill bosses, it makes a lot of sense just to get that extra health, and I think that's a strategy that we do on PTR a lot, or we Numen did on PTR a lot. Not PTR on private server where you have access to like GM commands where you can kind of like brute force your way through things so that certain people don't have to worry about mechanics, and then you can focus on like making the calls and getting like the rotations down to play the fight, and you get to see the whole fight, and then crank down the damage a little bit to see if you can clear it with no problem.
Yeah, we did get to do that a little bit for Lation because we did want to see a little bit more about the third phase. But that was about it. I don't think we did like 540 gear for any other boss. That definitely made a whole difference on the outcome of the race.
So maybe moving on to some more like druid related questions. So you said you played like 50% Boomy, 50% Resto Druid. Is like did you choose to play Resto Druid? Was that like did you have other like spec healer ults that you were considering? Did you just only want to play Resto Druid?
I only have the Resto Druid. I was so tuned out on MoP in general that I said I'll play a Druid and that's it. And so it was a play around me or bench me situation fully.
Yeah, okay, I feel that. I was in a similar situation before I stopped playing with Numen. I pretty much said, I'm playing Feral. If it's trash, then bench me. CBA, but we didn't make it that far. But so okay, how is well, first of all, how is Resto Druid performing at the end of tier 14? And was there any buffs, nerfs that changed the performance that made it better going into TOT? Like what?
It keeps getting the little flat buffs from Blizzard, the little Zyrenian blessings, where you get like a 5% or a 3% or whatever.
Mhm.
And the healer's always better the less healers you have. That's just how our Druid always is. But
yeah, when people
it's
aren't
not
just
it's
like
not really
spamming
better
healing with your
than
hots, right?
yeah, it's not better at all than Disc or Arsham or Mistweaver. And for most of T14 I just played Boomkin.
Okay. And so was Boomkin like what kind of position was Boomkin in this race? Was it like a good spec to be playing? Like did you
It was the best spec other than Warlock, I think, until it got nerfed, and then it was completely unplayable, and then they rebuffed it, and then it was like top end, the low end of the top percentile, and like the best average DPS, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, I know that Boomy scales quite well, so I think by the end of the tier, you're probably going to be up there again on Boomy. I don't know what the situation is for Resto Druid. I think Resto Druid has been quite underwhelming compared to my expectations going into MoP.
Yeah, because where we come from, at least you will always want at least one, right? And no matter the situation, you always want to Resto Druid.
Well, I don't know if you always wanted one, but it was like you had people like solo healing Siege of Orgrimmar 25 man on Resto Druid, so I don't know if there was any potential bugs or something that was making it look stronger than it deserved.
There's still a bunch of bugs with it. Like you can't pre-drop FLO before a raid boss. Yeah. I'm not even convinced. I'm not even sure if the 2-piece works. That gives the FLO extra healing.
Right.
I never tested it, so I have no idea if it works or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't.
Okay. And so would you say like because I played a lot of Resto Druid in
I saw it in Dragon Soul, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought like when I was playing it, it always felt like a decent healer. I never really understood like people being like, yeah, it's shit, like it's trash. Why would you ever run it? And then you click statistics on Warcraft logs, and you look at like what your 99 passes compared to like Paladin's 99 passes, and you go, and then you add in the damage reduction from Devotion Aura that doesn't get counted on the meters, and you kind of check like how much that would add, and you're like, So like I think Resto Druid kind of was, I don't know, I think probably one of the worst healers in Cataclysm. It was workable. You could definitely do good on it. You didn't need the best specs, but like in a competitive setting, it was pretty lackluster, I think, for the most part. How
Yeah, I think the
does that
problem with
compare
it
to
is
now?
it still has the same issue. Like you have to set up your hot. You have to know when the damage is coming, right? To pre-hot. You have to
Yeah.
make sure with the disc cases. Like if I'm gonna hot someone on this burst, am I hotting someone with the spirit shell? Am I hotting someone with 2 spirit shells and a power word shield? And it's you also just don't really do any damage while doing any healing. Like I can't drop F-Low and then just spam Wrath and be like fine with it. Like Arsham can drop Healing Rain and spam Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
There's no atonement type effect that's good.
You
So
have
overall,
you
you're
have
just
some
like
great on-pull burst, but like you said,
Yeah.
you're not healing while you're doing that, and it's not you're essentially using a healing cooldown to DPS as well.
Fortunately, there's a couple fights in here where it is really good, like Iron Quan, and I think it's good on Twins.
Yeah, I mean, Resto Druid
It's
as
pretty
a
good on
spec
Daruma.
is going to excel
Because
on
everyone's
any
super spread.
yeah on any. I was going to say any spread healing fights where you can put out hots on people and AOE heals of other specs aren't nearly as good. I was also going to say, shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Not again. Oh yeah. What do you think of what's it called? I think it's called Genesis. How is that playing into the way that you play Resto Druid? Is that like a spell that you use at all at the moment?
I press it when my tank dips to like 30% health.
Okay, so you're exclusively,
That's kind
almost
of it, yeah.
exclusively using it as a spot heal on like individuals.
Yeah, you could use it more for like some of the AoE damage, but it's like I don't know, the discs just do it so much better.
Yeah.
We have a really good disc player who is on point with the spirit shells and shit. So it's like so much thinking when I could just like cast a wrath instead of setting up a big Genesis rejuve line.
Do you think that's something that becomes more and more possible as you get more gear? Like, has it started feeling like the button can actually be pressed? Because I know, like, I didn't play much in Tier 14 on Resto, but from what I heard, people were just saying it was a completely dead button, like it was just a waste of mana. And I was kind of
I
like
used it on
the same.
Elegon and that was it in T14.
Right, so there
that
was
Mogushon,
there
but
was
it's
certain
like
situations where it was helpful.
yeah.
And
Same thing like the mushroom bloom is also like I would rather just leave the F-Low on the ground because 90% of the raid is at max health or close to it,
Yeah.
and the bloom just overheals for but like almost all the healing, and then I have to
Yeah.
replace the fucking mushroom and
it also gets a lot of competition from things like Halo and
Halo and Healing
Divine
Rain,
Star,
D-Star if
yeah.
they're running it.
Yeah. But do you think that Genesis, like as you get more and more like spirit on your gear and you get the legendary metagem, I don't know if you've played with it on PTR, but do you think that like
I didn't
opens
at
up
all.
like avenues for where like Resto Druid can kind of snipe healing, and it's not going to be in a situation where it's good for prog, but maybe it's fun to play on farm?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you can in farm drop healers and be one of the healers as Resto Druid, you'll just have infinite fun playing it. The spec is fun. It plays mostly the same way, even out in retail and even the midnight beta. It's just like you put a bunch of leaves on people and hopefully no one else is sniping your shit or pre-shielding it.
Yeah, because it works very differently to other healers in the sense that because you've got so much hot based healing, you kind of rely on other people to not overheal for your heals to not overheal. And so you end up losing a lot more mana and resources than other healers would. Like another healer can just be like, oh, people are topped up. I'm gonna, stop pressing holy radiance or whatever the paladin spells are. Whereas if you've already got rejuves out, well, you just get to watch them overheal and do literally nothing. And bye mana.
Yep. The mana feels brutal here in MOP, and I don't know why.
I think
I have around 12,000 spirit in my race gear
quite
here.
a lot of spirit.
And it's like I feel like I'm always out of mana. I feel like I never have enough.
I think you probably a significant portion of the mana issues are tied to the fact that you don't have metagem and you're playing in like a late tier spec, like a level of balance. And the metagem procs on Resto Druid can be used like very efficiently.
Yeah,
And so you
it's
can
for free.
Yeah.
Rejuves every time, free wild growths in there, like
So I hope that will like
save.
maybe level the playing field as as you get that meta gem and you're able to maybe use it more efficiently than other healers. But at the same time, I think the proc coefficient might be slightly lower because it's so good on Resto Druid. So maybe that won't actually level the playing field. We'll have to see, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to add? I think we've gone through most of the stuff I had in mind.
I haven't looked at the rankings at all. I've just been running in circles around my fucking
Actually, you know,
house here. But like,
you
how are
say
people
that.
doing
I
overall?
have not looked. I've been very busy this whole time. So let's have a look on stream here. I'll pop it up on. Where can I have this? There we go. So let's go have a look at the rankings for progress.
I might want to check that screen. It's kind of fucked.
That's good enough.
You're
It's doing the work. So we had progress came in 7 minutes. So Numen cleared in 1 hour and 47 minutes, which was quite slow compared to expectations, I think. Partially due to the Darumi bug. I think there was maybe 4 minutes lost on 4 to 5 minutes lost on the Darumi bug, and then I think they lost a significant chunk of time wiping on Dark Animus at like the boss was quite low when they wiped. So I think you could probably shave off 10 minutes of that time and it would put it around 137, which is, I guess, towards the higher end, the longer end of what I was expecting. I think I was expecting something closer to an hour and 30 minutes. Progress came in 7 minutes after them, and there was quite a big gap to you guys, who killed it 24 minutes after Progress. And then quite another big gap, I think 14 minutes until FFS killed it. So you guys were third, FFS was fourth, Sleepo was a couple of minutes behind FFS, and then there's only 5 guilds that have killed it right now. So we have Otto has just killed Lei Shen, and then we have...
So they just killed Lei Shen.
Yeah, and then we have more than 4 guilds. 1, 2,
That's,
3, 4, 5, 6 guilds. 6 guilds stuck on Lei Shen at the
good,
moment.
yeah?
Otto, no, the Saren is
Wego
in
is
Wego, I
Saren.
believe.
Saren is Wego, okay.
Yeah. But,
Something I see just in the progress and Numen logs, they like abuse vengeance and warlock funnel so much better than we do. We're horrible at that.
yeah,
I think where who went wrong with the tank funnel thing is just the tank class choice. Because you can't
We
really
originally
funnel
we had
with the
warrior-
brewmaster, yeah.
We had warrior paladin the first session, and then the second session we started off with that, and then ended on warrior brew.
Yeah, because paladin got
went
shot
brew-
really hard, yeah.
Yeah, but we went with the brew over the warrior, just not even thinking about Lei Shen. It was just like, oh, on Dark Animus, guard is just really good. Like that's the whole reason we ended up with the brew versus
Yeah.
anything else.
Fair.
And
what
in terms of the funnel, like what kind of problems did you guys have with the funnel? Like, because I know part of the issue.
So it's
a lot
just
of
an
the time,
insane buzzword for us right now. Like,
so is it people
everyone
not
thinks
doing the right
anything-
thing?
Everyone thinks if they get like a little bit more damage just overall, that they're counting that as funnel.
Yeah.
It's like we pulled Iron Quan, we pulled all the dogs in on one of our last kills on him, and we're like, okay, well, we've heard through the vine that these dogs need to live as long as possible for maximum funnel, maximum vengeance, and we had like chain lightnings flying around, blade storms going off, flame shock enhanced spreads, Mistweaver rushing Jade Wind, just everything possible. The dogs died in like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
And we're that's not funnel at all.
It's a similar experience to the private server experience, when you tell people not to do something and someone will just full send a blade storm into them. I think.
Or a thrash.
Yo, shut up, Zugo.
Thrash, everything's dotted.
Yeah, it's just that
Thrash
Malvinas
wasn't the
is like a
Thrash
Malvinas
wasn't
is
the
a
problem.
known Iron Quan griefer.
I've done it accidentally a few times and a few times on purpose, but it's also, I think, part of the problem with this stuff is it's very for the people that do the right thing, it's very frustrating to see other people doing the wrong thing and getting away with it. And at some point you're just like, well, if they're gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it. and it ends up being a shit
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, it just spirals, completely
you-
spirals.
You need to, I think, from a raid leader perspective, you need to really come down hard on this kind of stuff, and you need to start off with like the minimal amount of AOE, right? So like you want to have the tank funneling 100%. Like obviously the tank shouldn't be running like, you know, if you've got a prop warrior, you probably don't want to be thunderclapping.
Thunderclap.
You just want to like spam revenge and, you know, let someone else put the debuff up. If you're playing things like like Destruction Warlock, you want to be putting up Rain of Fire, maybe an AoE Immolate, but nothing more than that if you're just trying to funnel into the boss. And then, you know, there's not a whole lot left after that you know, you could reasonably do funnel. Maybe Affliction Warlocks want to soul swap onto like a single ad, not every single ad. Like you're not trying to pass here. And then if that's, you know, if everything is healthy, then you slowly say, okay, you pick out one person, like you can do some more damage, and then you can do some more damage, and you can't, like, the instant you let people decide for themselves, it's never gonna happen. And if you don't come down hard on it, people are just gonna keep doing it because they just won't give a shit. Alrighty, I think that will probably be good for me. I need to get the fuck to sleep because it is 3 a.m. I don't know what time it is in the US, how long the US guilds are going to keep going, but
Only
there's
6 for me here. I don't know
6.
how anyone plays this game other than on the West Coast, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you get to go to bed at a reasonable time, you get on at a reasonable time. People are
Yeah.
playing till fucking 1, 2, 3 a.m.
It's
I don't get anyone does it.
yeah.
There's a bunch of US guilds that are at 11 out of 13 that could secure top 10 overnight if they keep raiding now, which they might. But I guess we'll see. I'll see tomorrow when I wake up, see what the...
What do you mean you're getting off? We need to hop into Master's stream and watch the Siege of Orgrimmar private server race.
Yep, sure. What we're instead going to do, guys, we've looked at Jonathan POV. Well, actually, let me thank you very much for coming on, Zoot. Interesting
thanks for having me
to have a
on.
chat. I believe I've hopped into the stream a couple of times when I was playing Resto Drew, but we've
Yeah.
never actually had a chat. So congratulations.
We gotta keep it alive. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent work on killing Darumi without getting the bug. More than once, I think. And
The only ones, luckily.
excellent work throughout the rest of the raid. An amazing result for you guys, almost beating progress. Well, being ahead of progress at one point, despite the fact that they had a lot of struggles out of their control. But I think that's, even considering those issues, an excellent position for you guys to be in with the like much smaller amount of practice I imagine you guys put in and the much lower expectations you guys had. So congratulations on that, and good on you for playing Resto Druid in the race and coming third with it. And thanks for coming on. Have a good rest of the evening.
Thanks for having me. See
No
you guys
worries.
around.
Bye bye. All right. Well, we're gonna swap it back to. I said Riani. We're gonna go raid Riani. I would raid Jonathan, but we've been watching his POV the whole time. So that will conclude the broadcast, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I will hopefully be looking to do something similar in the future if I'm not playing in the race myself. As of right now, there's no plans to do that. So hopefully another sick cast like this in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you all have an excellent night and you enjoy the rest of the Riani prog. Riani, unfortunately, is cheating because it looks like it's the middle of the day for him because I believe he is raiding from Hawaii instead of Europe. Man is raiding while on holidays. What an absolute mad lad.
Oh,
Thank you very much
for having me,
tuning in.
Mauve.
Yeah, thank you, Zigo, for tuning in. If you guys want to drop a follow, at the moment I am mostly playing retail WoW. I do not play classic at the moment, so if you guys are dropping a follow, don't expect any more classic content for a while. Gonna just drop it over to Riani. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been great to see you all here, and this has been a very fun experience. This has been an excellent evening for me. So thanks to all the people that dropped in. Have a good night. See you later, Zigo.
See you later, bro. Ciao, ciao. Good night, mate. See you later.
Hold up, I ain't done.